Jordan?
Yo, what's up? This is Kevin.
Yes, sir. And this is Jordan, and we back with our boy Will.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Ski.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And as always, we gonna kick this episode off with something positive. My something positive is I'm back in the working force. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I got the job at State Farm Arena, so we're gonna be working the Hawks games this basketball season.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Y'all got positive for this week.
My positive of the week is that I will also be working at State Farm games.
Yes, sir.
Any State Farm event. Be working at Georgia State football games, basketball games, anything Georgia State.
Yes, sir.
We just in here. We just in the sports world, man. We just in the sports world. You feel me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir.
What you got?
Okay. Positive for myself. All my family's healthy.
Yes, sir.
That's always a good
My
one.
boys got their jobs.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. My boys, the Braves, are back in first place where we rightfully belong.
Yes.
I think we on a 7-game win streak.
We are.
We swept the Cardinals. That's the team I couldn't think of last week who we swept. And then I think we won 2 out of 3. Who did we play after that?
I don't remember that far back.
And then we swept the Nationals and the Marlins, I believe.
Yes.
Could have been somebody else.
I think it was mine.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we beat the who was it? The Orioles last night.
Okay.
And they're also on a 16-game losing streak. Might be 17 now.
Yankees on a 7-game win streak.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm coming up next week. We'll see.
Okay. We do play the Yankees. We'll be there next Monday.
Yes, sir.
No cap. Not Tuesday.
Me probably
Monday.
Tuesday.
Hey, man, Monday.
The whole series done. Hey, it's 2 games straight, so we get both games.
No cap.
Hopefully we split.
Huh?
Hopefully we split.
Hey, man. Hopefully we sweet.
We could
Hopefully
swing.
we sweet, you know.
No,
That'd be
ain't
good
none
for
of that.
us.
We
Ain't
definitely should have played this game in New York so we could have the DH. But, I mean, it is what it is.
It's nice to know that the Yankees are coming up here and we're actually competitive now. The Braves are moving up. This series actually means something when it counts to wins. So
Okay.
I like it. Good time in the sports world.
What place are y'all in y'all division?
I think we said second.
So wouldn't it be we're playing consistent and y'all coming up?
No, because y'all wasn't at the top all season.
I'm saying
Y'all weren't at the top ever.
That's what I'm saying.
Like ever.
I just had to throw that in there. Anyway, we're going to get into our weekly recap. Alabama is rightfully number 1 again. I know we got a lot of questions that need to be answered on really both sides of the ball, but mainly at quarterback. But if you saw our quarterback name, I can't.
Bryce Young.
Yeah, Bryce. You saw Bryce in mop-up time last year. He still, even though it was technically mop-up time, he still made the throws that he had to make. He still made some freshman mistakes, but playing in Saban's system, we always see everybody get better from year to year. So, I mean, I don't really have any doubts about us running the table again. So, we'll see.
Florida.
That's it. We
did play y'all in the regular season.
Y'all in mud, bro.
Yeah. No.
Go
Hey, man.
Games.
Y'all better make sure y'all don't throw no shoes.
No, that's all I'm saying.
Hopefully we in the predicament that it means something for when he did throw that shoe. You know what I'm saying?
It meant something when he threw the shoe.
That's what I'm saying.
Georgia
Like,
got
because
better.
right now we're not expected to be like that in that position.
Man, it's
You
like
know
the
what I'm
3rd or 4th game of the season. Y'all will be in the predicament.
Right. They're going to hype it up. They're going to hype it up as a CBS.
It ain't like
game.
y'all play anybody. Y'all play like FAU or somebody to open the season.
You know, you're right, because I was about to say that for y'all too. So, you know, as long as we both know that schedule's
Hey, man.
weak.
Yeah.
At least we stepping in the field playing a Power 5 school. Y'all like
Miami?
Yes.
They're in the Power
Speaking of
5,
Miami,
the
not
ACC
another
is a
sports
Power 5
podcast going to be
school.
at that game, too. Shout out to us.
Yes, sir.
But, no, the Hurricanes.
They're a Power 5 school.
They
so.
are.
But that doesn't mean they're good.
But
This
are y'all
game was
playing,
scheduled 6
Are
years
y'all
ago.
playing a good non-Power 5 school?
Remember, this probably was set up with Lane Kiffin.
And this was set up how long ago? Who was at Miami? Oh, okay.
Who was at Miami? I don't remember.
I'm pretty
their
sure
name.
Mark Rick was
at
there,
Miami
and they
when the
did
game was set
recruit
up.
pretty well back then. Let's not act.
They're
Hey,
still
man.
mid though, so it's not like it's some It's not Clemson.
Okay.
Georgia plays Clemson.
That's good. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's all I want to see. It's like
Are
those games in the regular season.
Are y'all gonna beat Georgia?
No, I don't want to see that in the championship. I mean, I want to see it in the regular season and then like actually make the season competitive.
And then
there's
when-
a lot of teams that run the table, and
So,
it's
why
not
don't-
interesting anymore. Is what I'm
So why
saying.
don't y'all play those teams?
I would recommend that for Florida too. This is not me just talking about Alabama.
I mean,
per
but
se.
it sounds like
I'm
you.
saying
No,
though, we ran
It
the
doesn't
table
sound
last
like
year.
it doesn't sound like
comes
you were
off
talking
like-
about Alabama.
it comes off
doesn't
like
sound
that
like you were
because-
talking about Florida until I asked.
Okay, when it comes to us, it comes
To playing somebody
when
like
it comes
a Power Five
when it
school.
comes
just
to
start
us.
there.
When we talking, of course, it's a Florida Alabama thing. But since we're on Not Another Sports Podcast to the masses, now we're talking about the teams in general. I would like to see these teams play each other in the regular season. Like the undefeated stuff is cool and stuff, but I think it's run its course. I think we should see like some NFL type things where these teams play each other in the regular season. It is losses in there. That doesn't mean you're not going to make it to the playoffs. That doesn't mean you're not a champion or one of the best teams. I just like to see a little bit more competitiveness.
You don't want to get you don't
And,
want to get an undefeated season first before you
Could do.
say it ran its course.
What'd you say?
You don't want to get a taste of an undefeated season before you say it ran its course.
I seen an undefeated season in my lifetime in Florida.
He did. Y'all also
Yeah,
lost to
how long
Ole Miss.
ago was that?
It doesn't matter. I seen it. You know what I'm saying? And I seen multiple undefeated seasons from a lot of teams. You know?
I mean, I feel like they're
So-
kind of moving towards that with expanding the conferences again. So, I mean, I see what you're saying, but I don't think they're gonna have the schedule where you can play. You know how you play each team in your division twice in the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna expand the schedule enough like that.
I don't know. I just think
I think they're
need
gonna shrink the schedule rather than expand it.
I don't know. I just feel like something needs to change to spice it up a little bit because we're really just watching the whole season just for 3 games. To be quite honest, and it's like we just
I'm
waste.
fine with that.
I mean,
They have a 12
yeah,
game
but
season, so it's like
Huh?
not that many. It's not like it's a 16 game schedule.
Right.
I
It's
mean,
kinda
you
like,
can still make it.
How many-
competitive.
It's
How
kind of
many
like in
ga-
high school. You really only had 2 or 3 real competitive games if
In-
you was a big team. You
In
know?
college, I mean, in the NFL, the Ravens they played other than their division games because division games are naturally more competitive. They played the Chiefs. That was a big game. Did they play the Bills last year?
Not to playoffs. No.
Did they play the Titans in the regular season?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2 other than the built-in.
When you're talking about the
big
NFL,
games.
that's everything. Every game, technically in the NFL, is competitive. It's professional.
Shoot, almost
You know what I'm
every
saying?
SEC game is competitive though.
Yes.
exactly.
It's
Like honestly, Vanderbilt.
if we take out the top team, if we take out Alabama and we'll say Florida from last year, the rest of those SEC games are still competitive.
I mean, let's
Yeah,
get
and
clear
that
though.
one
conference.
Most of the Florida games were competitive. They did lose to LSU. They did lose to Miss Texas A&M.
Yeah.
They did struggle with Georgia a lot of the games.
The 12 o'clock game is usually the most competitive while you playing.
All I'm saying is I just like to see these big games at the beginning of the season that we be boosting. That's not really
They did
a
it a couple years
good
ago.
game.
When UGA was playing Clemson.
I mean, but
That's what I'm
Clemson
saying.
last year.
I just want to see stuff like that. It doesn't mean I'm not saying like all your
But it's like the
non-conference
specifically
games. It's
do
like I
that
do
for,
feel like
only 5 conferences though, and then how is that really fair? Because people complain that Boise State always slide in.
you said for the Power 5.
Yeah, it's like what conferences would you have specifically play each other? Because I mean,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
it's kind of like
I mean, you
You
can
make-
still use the college and AP rankings.
so.
You know,
Would you take a 8-4 Alabama over a team that doesn't really have to 11? UCF. UCF runs the table.
would you want to see a UCF?
Like with that conference that UCF is in, would they have to play some teams too? Because I mean, we've seen UCF, we've seen Boise State, we've seen teams that.
But I'm not talking about like throughout like every game though.
I know,
I'm just
but I'm
talking about
saying,
like
like-
just a game.
Are you
Like
you know how in basketball they have like the SEC Big Ten Challenge or
yeah, something like that.
SEC, when cross conferences play each other right before the conference schedule starts. I think that's kind of what he's trying to say.
Like they doing baseball and stuff. Yeah.
I just have a question. So you know how you say we don't play anybody because Miami isn't that good. They are name only, but they're kind of mid. Do you have that same energy for Clemson,
Who they playing?
Nobody.
Georgia?
No,
They
because
literally play nobody.
these are 2 teams that's top
Notre
five,
Dame
ranked in the
last
top
year.
5. Currently, are powerhouse teams. Currently, are contenders for a championship, that's a good game
But
right
you
now.
don't have
You know what I'm saying?
any
That's it.
respect for Florida. I mean, you don't. I'm pretty sure you respect Georgia and Miami equally.
No, I think Georgia's a better team from Miami. I mean, a better team than Miami. Not from
I think the Georgia team going in this year. Last year's middle of the season Georgia team was trash, but once they put old boy from
Hey man, I still don't have
Southern
faith.
Cal.
I don't know.
I mean, that's when they really
I
start
even
clicking.
picked Georgia to be better than Florida this year.
I mean,
I
that's
just
not
said that.
hard.
I mean,
That's really the one
No,
game
it's-
in the East. That's really it. It's either
You said that like you went out on a limb. That's not hard. That's just
Nah.
unbiased. It's very rare of you, but I mean, it's
which
not
is why
hard.
I say that because it's. I think they're going to be one of the teams that could possibly beat Alabama. It's not just better than Florida. I think
Who?
Georgia.
I mean,
This
every
year.
year they can possibly
No,
beat us.
not just one of them
What you mean, like
media
run the
hyping
table?
them.
Like,
I honestly believe like this
they
team
cannot-
coming in.
There's nobody that can pound for pound beat us on every down, every quarter, every nothing.
You don't
No.
believe that.
Like
you
there's
you're
no
hoping on
team
hope.
out there that.
Why would I hope?
Yes, you are
why,
praying.
why would I do that? For
Because you
Because
don't
you
like-
want to be able to say it.
Because you don't want to see us win again. That's
So
literally.
you think I hate Alabama more
Yes.
than UGA?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're in a
He
group
said it
chat
right.
with us. That's why.
Because you don't have to deal with Georgia winning.
I mean-
you don't. You
But
have
it's
to
an
deal
outcome.
with us
Hear
winning.
Mason shout.
Right.
Everybody
You can literally kick Mason out the chat. You know it's not that hard.
I don't know, man. I just think this team is gonna be good this year for some reason.
What did they show you?
I like the recruiting.
I like
the
that
recruiting.
quarterback.
I
I give him.
haven't
I
seen some
haven't,
film on
I'm not gonna lie.
recruiting.
I haven't kept up with anybody non-Alabama.
I watched Georgia I watched their bowl game. I watched a couple of their games last year. I
Everybody
think,
watched
like
the
I
bowl
said,
game.
once they got the
Bro, no,
It's
bowl game
season.
don't count.
No, it's bowl season.
it was
they make
no.
a-
I'm saying
did they-
I
was
wanted
it-
to see what their quarterback
Was it at
looked like.
least
I knew
a
they was
power
coming back.
New Year's
Who'd they
Six
play?
bowl?
It was. They played in the Peach Bowl.
Who against who?
I don't remember. I just know they played in the Peach Bowl. Cincinnati. Hey man, that's a Power
I mean,
5 school.
you're-
That was his question.
You're not wrong. I did ask, but I mean, I don't feel like nobody really takes non-playoff games serious.
Tommy Tuberville comes at Cincinnati.
It depends. It depends.
Is he
on
still
how
a
they
coach?
coming in there.
Yeah, and a senator.
Wait, he's a coach in Cincinnati and a senator in Alabama.
Hey man.
All right, what's next?
Next up, speaking of polls, we got the Bleacher Report poll came out, and basically KD and Giannis tied as the best player. I think Steph got 1 vote.
No, it was tied 5-5.
Ah,
It was a different poll. I
Oh.
cannot find which poll it was.
Hey man, I can't find the Bleacher Report poll.
either way,
Somebody lying, bro.
I would have to go with KD because he can score from different places. Giannis is he's really good at what he does, but he's a one-trick pony. But
It
he's
don't
great
matter.
at what is
I'm gonna let you finish. I'm sorry.
I
bro.
prefaced it by saying he is great at what he does, but it is one thing. KD can he's efficient from multiple spots on the floor. That's what I'm saying. That's why I would have to go with KD. This is an offensive league now, so
He still gets 40.
Ain't-
Still gets 40
buckets are
points.
buckets.
All right, go
I
ahead.
agree,
It's your turn.
but you can't trade.
Defend your
No,
point.
His
let's hear this.
his twos will not match
Because I could have
KD's
sworn he
threes.
said what at the end of the
All right.
finals or end of the playoffs, KD is the best.
Listen, Linda. Listen. All right.
Oh boy.
I'm not finna argue KD's not the best player. My beef is LeBron not getting any votes, bro. Nobody. And it was a 10 poll, you know what I'm saying? But I swear I seen another one because Steph Curry literally did get some votes. So it's like Steph Curry. I
What
love
are you
Steph
saying?
Curry. I love Steph Curry.
Hey man,
I know how much Steph Curry is.
Until you
bro.
find that poll, we not arguing that point.
I gotta find that poll, bro. I have to find it.
I'm sorry, bro. Until you find that poll, I'm not wasting
I bet-
time
but we
arguing
can
that
argue- we
point.
can argue
So
this
if you
poll.
had
We
if you
got-
had one vote, one vote.
That's not my argument.
I'm
though.
just asking
Like,
you. If you
I-
had one
That
vote,
was your vote.
If
No,
you
I
had
said-
one vote, you're picking who?
I said KD at this point.
So why?
Okay,
is it
no,
that
I'm just
nobody
So
thinks
if
LeBron?
you think that if there are 10 people like you that think the exact
Corey,
same
who
way,
the hell is gonna vote LeBron then?
Bruh,
Yeah,
There are-
He
there
wouldn't
are
vote LeBron.
4
but
people of us in here, and none of us would pick LeBron.
I'm going off of the one that I seen that had.
So if you
that-
double us, that's 8. Like you just got to find 2 more people.
Bruh,
Like, it's not that
that's
hard,
Not
dog.
that's not my argument though. That's not what I was.
You don't
arguing
think?
though.
What are you arguing?
I don't think at this point there are better They're better players than LeBron. Like he is still a better all around player than probably KD. He can facilitate. But I'm telling you, the way this was scored, this was graded was on scoring.
And that's what I don't look at the most. I don't look at just scoring. You know what I'm saying? He's an awesome scorer, but
Right.
I feel like it's more to the game.
I think
And how
KD does
you-
his dollar on defense too, though.
He does.
Yeah, but won't consider him. What was the word last week? Elite.
I mean,
I consider him elite.
I don't think you have to
No.
be elite.
I would-
He
on
had
defense.
2 good years of being
to be-
2 elite years of
Didn't-
defense, and that was
how
at
many
Golden State.
how many good runs of the playoffs did Joe Flacco have? Oh,
Hey
okay.
man.
And I said during that time in that
During
period.
that time, KD was elite on defense. Oh, okay.
Hey, man. He was waiting to say that.
Wait.
This is what
All
I'm
right, hey,
once he
man.
said elite, this is how I'm gonna get him.
Wait,
I be sitting at home waiting on come back.
Yeah.
Bro, you know how kids be on Christmas morning when you trying to wake your parents up? Like, come on, let's go.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
wrap these presents. That's
I'm
how I
gonna
be with
purposely put this
podcasting.
in here so I can argue.
Okay.
Now, granted, if this poll was more than 10 people, I'm sure LeBron would have got some votes. That was just my beef. It's like, yes, I would say KD, but if I'm saying KD, that's only by a landslide, and that's partly due to LeBron's injury.
I'm glad you
Because-
know it's a landslide.
I mean,
What did I say?
You said it's only by a landslide.
I'm fine with that.
wow,
I'm okay with it. I like
wow. I only not just be talking. I can't say why.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that too. I am glad you said that too.
Hey man,
Not in Yahweh though.
you said it.
This has been a
Not in
great
Yahweh.
day.
Yeah.
Look at
Hey,
him.
man.
Anyway,
All I'm saying
it's
is
not. I picked KD, but it's not by a landslide. Talking too fast. LeBron, and I say that's probably due to his injury and the time that he missed, because when he was playing at an MVP level. He did have the Lakers up top of the West. People did consider him as the MVP candidate. So that's why really my thing is like how people just make it as a KD Giannis argument, and it's like y'all did not realize what LeBron was doing. You know what I'm saying? You do have to consider the injury, which I knock it off. But if I'm not just talking about the injury, because KD had injuries, that's why the big three only played like 14 games. Not just him, but overall they had injuries. LeBron had his injuries, and then Giannis had ankle injuries at times. So if you're not counting the injuries, I do feel like LeBron is still up there in that discussion. KD not by a landslide. Giannis not by a landslide. It's real. It's still close. And like, if LeBron come out this year and really show his age, or like injuries plague again, then I'll probably have no choice but to be like, yeah, LeBron can't be in this conversation no more, because it seems like this is the trajectory of his career now. It used to be Iron Man, but now at this point he is injury prone. But I don't expect that. So me not thinking about injuries and all of them coming in healthy, I think LeBron's still in that conversation, and it's like really close.
hey,
That's
man.
my point. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man. I agree with your point about if it was more people, he would get a vote. But it was only 10 people. I'm not finna sit here and go back and forth about why he didn't get a vote in 10 people.
that wasn't my point.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
I get that.
I still think if there was more people, Steph would get more votes and be in third.
Steph
place.
would get a vote. He didn't get a vote.
You know what I'm
It was
saying?
literally like I saw the article. I can't find it again, but I saw it the first time, and it was literally just 3 people that were mentioned.
Right.
KD got 5 votes. Giannis got 5 votes, and somebody was like they would go back and forth between KD and LeBron, but given the injuries, you had to go with KD. But I mean, I don't get the whole injury narrative
KD was just
because
hurt.
like this dude, right?
2 years ago,
KD,
and everybody in the group chat said, "I bet you KD won't come back and be."
right?
And what did I say?
KD
Watch.
definitely
He did
came
say
back
watch.
off an
He did say
Achilles,
watch.
but I mean, LeBron definitely missed more than half the season. coming off that ankle injury. And nobody was mentioning it after Game 3 when he was salsaing and running halfway down the court against Jay Crowder. Nobody wanted to mention his ankle injury then. But all of a sudden, when Anthony Davis gets hurt, that's when he's hurt again. I'm not going for that. So no, I wouldn't put LeBron. I would still get before Kawhi's injury. I probably would have put him at 3, but I still would have him above Giannis. So for me, I would probably go out of the 3 people in the list. I would go KD, LeBron, Giannis. But that's not what it was asked of who's in the discussion of best. They asked who's the best. And it's only 10 people. You can find a sample of 10 people and it could be 4 people that said LeBron. It's literally a handful of people. It's not like in math, they tell you have to have a big enough sample size for it to count. It's not going to count if it's only 10 people. That's not enough. So I'm taking this poll with a grain of salt. But for me, it's just really... It's funny how everybody calls KD the most sensitive player of all time, but when LeBron does something that's considered sensitive, they just turn the other cheek. It's just he's getting himself. Fuel for his fire. That's what Jordan would do. He's taking the slight to everything. Like that's kind of hypocritical.
I don't think Jordan would have said nothing though.
I don't think he would either. But I mean, hey, that's not the point.
I'm also surprised that at all the people on the bandwagon of Giannis now.
Are you?
I mean, I know how it goes, but it's just funny because like everybody was like.
I've literally said this. I've said this multiple times. I really wonder how the narrative would be if KD's foot wasn't on the line. Like nobody would be talking about Giannis the way they're talking about Giannis.
But the thing about that is like even they all hyping up Giannis now, but it's crazy because even when the Bucks beat the Nets, everybody was just talking about KD foot so close, the shot. Like nobody cared about the Bucks.
I won't say everybody, but it was the Nick Wrights, the Shannon Sharps of the world. It wasn't as loud for the Bucks as it was for KD's foot being on the line, but it was a lot of people running with that narrative, and I guess the legend grew when he hurt his knee and came back. I guess that's what it was.
Yeah.
Hey, man. I told you, I still would have him probably 4th in my list. I can't knock people off.
Kawhi?
Yes, I don't knock people off because of injury. So I'm going off of the last time I saw him.
So even if he don't play this whole season?
I don't see him not playing this whole season. But I didn't even move Clay back. I didn't move Clay back until this year. So when we did and I never moved KD out of number 1. So I don't judge you off of injury. I'm judging you off of the last time I saw you play. I would have to judge you based off of your injury when you come back, because I don't feel like that's fair. I can't speculate how you would look off of your injury, because some people come back better off of injury than they do other people.
And so you say you never took KD up. When did you have KD becoming number 1?
After the second finals.
Yeah.
When they beat the Warriors. When they beat the Cavs. And then when the year he got hurt, that's definitely when he solidified it for me.
Yeah, the year he got hurt is when I say he probably became.
No, for me it was the second Cavs year when he made the second shot.
Yeah,
I still felt like
LeBron still outperformed him.
Yeah,
he was on the Warriors. He outperformed him. He was just on the Warriors.
That playoff run though.
Yeah, that's cool, but LeBron, you seen that playoff run, what he did, you know what I'm saying? And you still outperformed him.
I didn't say he did. I didn't say LeBron didn't.
Just the way they set up.
Right. I didn't say
it's not like he was more efficient than KD, because that's damn sure not it.
Of course, that's his motto. He's a scorer. LeBron, that's not his MO,
was more efficient, right?
But you were still doing the most.
It was a culmination of multiple things. It wasn't just a 1 year thing.
More of a role to fulfill.
KD obviously got better things that he can do better than LeBron, but overall, LeBron outperformed him and did more with less. And
because he had to.
That's what the greatest people in the league do. If you're the greatest person in the league, if you're the best person on your team, that's what you're supposed to do. But if you're looking at the game, if you're looking at how they perform, LeBron was already still the top dog, so he didn't drop in none of those finals. I feel like the year KD got hurt, that's when LeBron kind of got, I say maxed out, and like he's still great. I still feel like he's.
That was the year he kind of faked his injury against in the Christmas game because he was tired of playing with the rookies.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's when I feel like that's when LeBron just became what LeBron is now, a great player, but not
the best leader. I guess
I won't say he maxed out his potential. You know what I'm saying? In those last two finals, that's when LeBron maxed out.
Hey man,
but he's still great.
All that being said, after that second shot, I felt like KD was the better player. You can feel how you felt. That's how I felt.
It's just my opinion. He made a great shot.
I agree.
You take that finals
That's what the greatest players in the world do.
And what LeBron do. I mean,
I never said. I didn't say that
Steph
he would.
Curry averaged like a point less.
I didn't say he wasn't
less,
second.
An assist less. So if KD was so dominant, we gotta give credit and props to Steph Curry.
I literally said
if there was more people voting, Steph would have been third.
I'm just talking. I'm not
literally
talking about,
said that
about in that Warriors time.
I said that Steph should have won that second MVP.
You do. I agree.
But that doesn't mean that he can't be the best player on the team.
I didn't say that.
Because I also felt like Kyrie should have won the Finals MVP, but I felt like LeBron was the best player in the league at that time. So.
And he dominated the Finals as well. Kyrie.
Okay, and KD also dominated the
Kyrie
finals.
also dominated in that.
Literally, he matched LeBron.
Right.
Almost every time he needed to.
The series changed when Kyrie dropped 41.
Yes, he had some help. Thank you. You was doing what the second best player on the team's supposed to do. Show up.
I don't think you can count on the second best player dropping 41.
Right.
Yes, you can. Dwayne Wade. Come on now.
I don't think you
Dwayne
can
Wade was the
consistently
second best player on what team?
When
did he drop 40 in the finals?
He would have been the MVP in the 2011
And let's not say Devin Booker, because Devin Booker was definitely playing like the best player in the finals because Chris Paul was selling. So
and
before
Chris
you say,
Middleton.
did Chris Middleton drop 40?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yes. Kobe.
When
What?
he dropped 40 with Shaq?
Yes.
Okay. That's two. That's three.
I got a point here.
Didn't Pippen drop 4 in one time?
I don't know. You had to check.
Come on.
But I'm not saying
that was the argument. If I would have went there too. So
I'm not saying that
it's not a bad argument.
Right. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm just saying it's not something you can consistently count on. That was my point. But it does happen, which it did. The second player did drop 40. But I'm just saying, I felt like the things he did in that finals should have deserved him Finals MVP. Now, obviously, you disagree, but that was just how I felt.
Well, staying right with basketball, we're gonna talk about how everybody's saying this Russ move is not a good move. I mean, I see how you can say that because it's only one basketball, and he's not a shooter. But I mean, I still feel like I feel like they're gonna work it out. I feel like there's a reason LeBron targeted Russ, so I feel like they're gonna work it out. How y'all feel about this whole Russ move?
Yeah, this was from the same poll. I think they got like 4 votes. And then the Pelicans' whole offseason, the category was worst offseason move. The Russ trade got 4 votes. The Pelicans' whole offseason got 2 votes. I thought that was pretty funny. The DeMar DeRozan trade got 3 votes.
What?
Yeah. Hey, man.
For the Spurs? Oh, that's Chicago.
To Chicago.
I'm saying, like, is that because the Spurs return or the Chicago return? Cause
I guess the Chicago return. I think they're saying they don't think it'll work for Chicago. Yeah. Russ trade. I mean, this.
The market.
I feel like I've said all I need to say about Russ. I mean, it'll work in the regular season because Russ is gonna get him energy. He's gonna be around the triple-double number, depending on how much they decide to give him the ball in the regular season. But my real thing is how it's going to work in the playoffs. So it'll be interesting. I'll be watching a few games. I'll watch the Christmas games. If they play on TNT, I'll watch.
ABC and ESPN.
Nah, I don't watch. I really just watch TNT games.
That's the Christmas Day schedule.
No, I'm saying. I mean, I watched the Christmas game.
Oh,
against
you
the
saying?
Nets.
Okay,
saying,
I thought you was asking was the Christmas.
No,
game.
I'm saying I watched the Christmas games and if they're on TNT.
Got you.
But I guess I think it's just Thursday nights now. 'Cause I think they have the B Squad on Tuesdays. I like Candace Parker and D Wade. I really do, but they're not the same. They're not funny enough. And it'd be different if they actually had Ernie hosting, because they still have Shaq, but the host's not good. I'm sorry, it's just not as funny. But I definitely watch the Thursday games.
Shout out to Ernie.
I watch all the Nets games, but that's not what we're talking about.
Be watching a lot of Lakers and Heat games because I'm very intrigued on the Lakers season just because of LeBron and Russ, and of course Heat fan. So interested to see how it plays out. But for Russ, I don't think it's a bad fit per se because of Russ is a great player and every superstar he played with, they don't have their best season with. But looking at what the Lakers could have got with Buddy Hield, I think that would have been a better fit overall because I think Buddy Hield would have brought a lot of offense and defense and could have spread the floor and could have also won games. And
it would have been less of a cap hit.
Yes, could have added a little bit more pieces, could have kept Caruso. Could have did a lot of things.
They could have kept Caruso.
I was about to say they could have still had Caruso right now, but I don't know. I don't know. You just lost a little bit of defense, but I don't know. I still think it's gonna work out. Russ and LeBron and AD. I think if they give the ball to AD and let AD thrive, and he stay healthy, this team's gonna be hard to stop. I think AD is the key to their success. We keep talking about LeBron and Russ. I just think AD is going to be the reason this team fails or succeeds because I think LeBron at this point, he's going to go out there and he's going to get 25, 7, and 7. That's what he's going to do. You can't stop him from doing that. Russ, he's going to go out there. He's going to flirt with a triple-double and stuff like that. He's not the best shooter, but he could definitely get the team involved. He could definitely bring energy, and he could definitely get to the rim, and that means Anthony Davis. You have a lot of mid-range jump shots. You have a lot of post moves you can do, and you can get to the three-point line. And with Russ penetrating, now you got Russ energy. You got LeBron IQ on the court. I just think this is a moment for AD to probably be in the MVP consideration if he stays healthy. I won't say win it because he's playing with Russ and LeBron, but I'm definitely saying like he's gonna have one of those seasons where it's like, okay, AD. Because in reality, who can match up with KD better? KD better than AD.
Kevin Durant.
No, I'm saying who matches up better with KD.
KD.
AD.
AD is what I'm
KD.
He's off himself. He's self-checked.
I get your point. AD is the best option, but
of the ones there. But I mean, like,
Right.
if we're being realistic, AD cannot fuck with KD. Excuse my Chinese.
Is that offensive?
I disagree.
I don't think so. I think we good. I think we should be good. Y'all stupid.
I disagree. I disagree.
I'm
Nah,
just
but-
saying if the other one would. Never mind.
But I don't know. I just think that it's just so much. The expectations is ridiculously high, and that's just off of Russ's past few years and who LeBron is known to be. I really don't think any of this is on AD's shoulders, if we're being realistic. This is a LeBron-built team, like handpicked.
No cap. Jeannie Buss said, "Don't look at me. I wanted Buddy Hield."
You know what I'm saying? It's got LeBron handpicked team, and then Russ is triple-double god. So it's like, you clearly came here to win a chip. Do it.
Not saying it's pressure on AD, but
Always
look what-
pressure.
I mean,
Always pressure.
it is pressure because what they call him now? What Kendrick Perkins was calling him?
It's either a Disney. I think it's Always Hurt.
And Always Hers was like a sweatsuit type joke. They street clothes.
Street clothes. That's what it was.
Like
Yeah, man.
that's what they calling you now.
Always
You know what I'm saying?
being-
Like you were supposed to be considered a top 5 player. You know, at once
But
upon a
he
time.
became street clothes after joining
Charles
forces
Barkley.
with
LeBron.
No, I mean,
Oh, okay.
No, it was building up. It was building
no.
up, bro.
What?
Like
Really?
they was saying,
nobody.
he was
nobody
injury prone,
was-
and
he was, but nobody was calling him that.
I
Nobody
mean,
he got-
yeah, because they
until
have no
LeBron
expectations
said,
in New
exactly,
Orleans, bro.
You're healthy? Wait,
But-
sit out with me.
But he had no expectations in New Orleans. But we could see that he was injury prone. So now it's still.
I mean, but a lot of people just assumed that LeBron was going to force him to play through it. Like that
No,
was just.
come
gonna
on
work.
now. Let's not act like AD don't get on the press conferences and kind of like pop his mess. You know, pop his stuff out there. Like he talk his smack.
Did
and
he start
like,
doing that before or after he got to LA?
It doesn't matter. He's doing it. So you know what I'm saying. You can blame LeBron all you want, but AD's still a grown man going out there
Is he?
talking.
I
I'm
can't tell.
Anyways, you know what I'm saying.
No, but-
The pressure is on him, but I'm just saying with what you
He has
saying
no
about
help down
LeBron
there, realistically.
What you mean?
So there is no help with him down there.
in the post.
Yeah.
They got
I mean, Marcus
Montrez.
All. They don't
No,
got
they don't.
Montrez.
No, I'm
got-
saying they got Montrez. That was
It's
his help.
it's like the Miami situation. Like, if we're being ridiculously honest. He's the sole big man who's used to playing power forward, or who is the size of a power forward.
But you saying that like it matters in this time in the
does.
league. No, it doesn't, because the Golden State Warriors prove you can win with small ball. Actually, that team is going to be one of the
But
Western
that's
Conference
people who
Finals
want
teams.
to play small ball. He doesn't want to play small ball. He would much
and they had a
rather
whole
be-
system that required the big man to actually not score.
He would much rather.
But
Andre
this big
Drummond
man has the score
be
on
on the
offense
And he has,
play defense.
and he have Dwight Howard. So Dwight Howard, don't forget Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard
I
still
already
plays.
did.
He said, I already did. Dwight Howard is still a very good defender at his age and still very
We'll see.
versatile and agile.
If he starts, that'd
if
be
he-
great.
if
Like,
he
it would be
actually
really great.
decides-
That's
to
what I
not
think. That's
foul out
I
every
think that's
game.
the lineup. I don't think they're gonna force Carmelo to be the starter, and I don't think Carmelo at this point is
It should be
coming in.
Russ, Monk, Brian, AD, and Dwight.
Yes, I believe that will be the lineup. If not Monk, probably THC.
That man-
Yeah, I can see it.
I can't wait till
But I hope
till
not.
trade deadline when y'all realize THT not it.
I'm not saying he
Yeah,
is. I'm not
he
saying he
played.
is. I'm just saying like he's
He
probably
did
will
play.
be the starter.
He played last year.
Yeah, I'm not.
boy.
I'm not saying he's the best option, but I think since he's been there, he probably will get that starting
Yeah,
on
man.
unless Malik Monk, shows out. Which
So who are you saying is it?
What
Just
you
so I
mean?
can get a
Brian.
mental tally of
Hmm.
the people that you said was it, so we can have this
Brian,
1 year
AD,
recap
Russ.
like we had in the group chat.
Brian, AD,
Well, that 1 year
Russ
recap came so quick. Oh my goodness.
did. I think this team is capable of competing for a championship. I definitely believe.
I get
It's
that.
gonna be-
Which specific players are you saying are it? Because I remember you saying like IT and D Rose and all them Jordan Clarkson. You said they was gonna be it, then they wasn't it. I remember you saying like Kyle Kuzma, KCP,
D-Rose was
Trez, all those people was gonna be it, and they weren't it. So I need like a list.
And they end up being it, just not.
No, they wasn't it.
They
I
was
said,
in
didn't they-
other places.
Yeah.
KCP just wasn't it.
No,
He was in-
Kuzma
right.
just wasn't it.
Actually, he was.
D Rose was it.
He
That was
turned it around.
Yeah.
D Rose was it like 3 years later
hey man. He was
for
it.
like 3 months.
D Rose never really fell off. His outside life interfered. Because if you pay attention to when he was on the court, whether that first
Hey,
stint with
man,
the Knicks and
you
Cavaliers,
doing a
he
lot
was
of
averaging
stalling.
16, 18.
Who is
no,
it?
what you said. I do believe in LeBron, obviously. AD, Russell, of course. I do believe Malik Monk can come in and do what he did
So,
with Charlotte last year.
Malik Monk,
Melo.
Melo, of course.
Malik Monk, Melo.
And
Wayne
Dwight,
that-
right? He
Dwight
believed
Howard, of course.
Believe Dwight Howard's gonna be
Wayne Ellington.
it. You think Wayne
What?
Ellington's? You think Wayne Ellington's gonna be it before I move this finger?
Wayne Ellington ain't
Wayne
shown he was
Ellington. All right, come on,
They got
come on.
Kent
You don't have to
Kent
do the
Ba-
whole
You know what I'm
roster.
saying? The whole
So you
roster is
think-
good. Kent Bazemore.
So you think the bench is gonna show up this year?
Yeah,
Yes.
Kent Bazemore actually
Okay.
performed well for the Warriors last
Hey,
year.
man,
He was a great.
I
all
think the
I'm
bench gonna show
saying
up this year.
is
They always perform
When we
before
get-
they get to LeBron. That's what we're asking.
when we get to
I
playoff time, don't say,
Y'all
Bro,
act
what do you
like-
expect, bro? They not it.
Y'all
they,
act like-
they
It's
play
gonna be-
like
y'all
trash
really
all
all-
season.
all-
The
All-Star
way
break.
y'all make it sound, y'all make
be
it
All-Star
sound
break.
like LeBron is
Yes.
a warden and they into
I mean-
a prison.
I mean,
We're
sentence.
being realistic. You said Kevin Love was
didn't
fine
Jordan
before he got
Clarkson say
there,
something
then-
like that? Didn't Jay Crowder say something like that? Didn't D Rose say something like that? Didn't IT say something like
Those are
that?
grown men.
Didn't Kyle Kuzma say something like that? Didn't KCP say like, that's a lot of people.
The same people who want
I mean,
to
but
play
you
with him
asked
and continue
you
to
asked if
play
he was
with him.
a warden or not.
They
and
had to.
There are a lot
They
of
had
people
to.
vouching that he was warden like.
to fulfill
I'm not
the
saying he
contract.
is or he isn't. I'm just giving you some witness testimonies to back up my claim. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man.
So-
we need this thing a defense lawyer.
No cap. Hey, all I'm saying is, come All-Star break, we gonna have a recap on how these bench players are doing. You gonna tell me which ones are still it and which ones ain't it.
Hey, man. Before we move on, for y'all two, Miami is the Hawks preseason game, for
Yes,
the
sir.
record. But yeah, we're gonna move on to football. Dak being hurt. I don't think the Cowboys are gonna be it this year anyway. So their defense didn't really get that much better. I don't know. He's been out during training camp, so I don't really have a gauge as to where Dak is. So for me personally, I wouldn't like rush to get back because one, you didn't sign your money. Two, your team probably not gonna be it anyway. So
With him, they could be.
Mm-hmm.
They say that every year. They were supposed to be it last year
Literally.
before he got hurt.
I mean, they can at least make the playoffs with him.
But there's an extra spot. It's not hard.
Right. I was just about
We
to say.
might make the playoffs.
I'm saying. I called it.
No,
Like,
Hey man.
no.
for the Cowboys is making the playoffs it.
No.
No, but I think Dak can get into the
That in the
playoffs.
segment?
I mean, but
He can get in the playoffs
what is
and win a
that?
game.
Okay, but
That's
Win,
progress for the Cowboys.
win a game.
They've done
Is
that
it?
already.
Hmm?
They've done that already.
And coming off his surgery,
I mean,
and
it's-
getting in
it's-
the playoffs and they win a game.
I mean, let's
that's-
be
that's a
real.
bounce
It's Super
back.
Bowl or bust, but
Really?
it's definitely NFC Championship or bust. Like,
Mm.
if you don't get to the NFC Championship, your season is
Wow.
They
away.
gotta get past
I
the
mean,
first
but
round.
you looking at I'm looking
I
at
mean,
the
but
Cowboys
you
as
said
I don't know.
progress.
It's,
progress for them. Look what they're just coming off.
They got a
Look what Dak coming off.
second year head coach.
Yeah,
so.
they get past the first round. I'll
Yes,
give
that's
them
a successful season.
little
You
thing.
coming off a catastrophic
They gotta
injury.
win 10 for me to
You know what I'm
respect
saying?
them.
Like,
They can't just barely
So does they
slide in.
backdoor into the playoffs and win a game? That's a successful season.
backdoor
for them.
is like
Yes.
winning 7 games or something like that.
8, 9.
No,
Yeah.
if
You probably gonna have to win 10 games.
if they come,
Yeah.
if they win like 10, 11 games, get in the playoffs, win a playoff
All right,
game.
so they
that's
won,
a success-
if they go
successful
9
season.
and what is it, 9 and 7,
Eight.
9 and 8, and
Playing
then,
top seed in the playoffs and win the game.
So
I would respect it.
yeah, I would respect that. Yes,
But who they lose to second round would be like.
because look at it this way. I'm looking at the Cowboys in general, but look at the Packers, the Rams.
They
who
were
else
just
missing?
up there.
The
though. Like,
Buccaneers.
we can't ignore the fact that they were just up there 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
If so. I mean, if that far back.
I mean, the
And the
Buccaneers.
teams still
man.
look the same pretty much.
But I'm looking at the top dog. They probably fit what?
to me,
I mean, 5th,
successful
6th,
season,
7 in it.
For me, a successful season for them is winning the division and making it to the NFC Championship. Anything short
That's
of that,
asking a lot.
it's
bro.
not.
It really is.
It is because look at the Packers. You not taking
I
consideration
don't
the
know.
other
Do you
teams
expect
out
them to
there.
win that
I mean,
division?
I really
Winning their
don't-
Yes,
division
and
is
we-
not a huge ask because it's the
So exactly, they're supposed to make the playoffs.
right.
But you don't. It's coming from someone who expect Washington to be better and the Giants to be better. Not
Daniel
necess-
Jones.
You know,
Saquon
I don't.
coming back.
One, I don't
They got-
respect anybody in that division, and I still don't expect. I personally don't expect them to win the division.
Who's the 4th team in the
Eagles.
NFC?
The Eagles.
That's what it is.
I don't expect them to win the division. I honestly expect Washington or the Giants to win it. But for them, no, they shouldn't struggle with any of these teams. You shouldn't struggle with Washington with Ryan Fitzpatrick. You
No.
shouldn't struggle with New York with Daniel Jones. You shouldn't struggle with the
with
Eagles
a healthy
who doesn't
Saquon.
even. Is Saquon healthy?
But
They were
Cowboys
still able to run
all
the ball
around are
last
still
year.
better
They
than
had a
the
pretty
Giants,
good offensive line. So
Hey man,
They got a
we're
nice
talking about the
offensive
Cowboys here. Everybody, they have multiple Pro Bowlers on both sides of the ball. They
Literally.
supposed to be.
Literally.
They have 3 people who should contend for 1,000 yards receiving, and they have a Pro Bowl running back. No, the Giants or the Washington should not contend with them in the division.
we don't know how Dak is going to
I'm not-
off that
I'm-
ankle injury.
I'm-
though.
That's not
that was
that's
the
not my
last
problem.
year.
That's why I didn't pick them to win. All
Right.
I'm saying is what their expectations are.
But how
I'm-
would you expect that coming with a quarterback coming off an injury?
And he's
like
saying
that?
his shoulder.
I don't make the
messed up.
expectations. I'm telling you what the expectations are. All I'm saying is from all the talent that they have, from the way Dak started at the beginning of the season, they just got a new defensive coordinator who everybody swears is this really good defensive coordinator who led the Legion of Boom to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. They have a top defensive rookie. They signed all these defensive players that played under his system. So yes, there are a lot of expectations for them to win the division and to make a deep playoff run. So yes, I don't feel like them backdooring into the playoffs, not winning the division, making it as a wild card, and then barely beating somebody by a field goal or something and winning a playoff game. No, I don't feel like that's a successful season.
Are those expectations anywhere outside of Arlington, Texas?
Yes, the national media. Yes,
they do that every year though. That's what
I'm saying.
Saying.
I don't expect them. I didn't make the expectations. All I'm saying is what the expectations are.
Anybody got any more?
I expect them to finish second or third in the division. But
done.
Yeah.
Moving on to our Ozzy the Chipper segment. We still in our what do you call it, series where we're grading all of our quarterbacks going into the season. We moved out west, so we got the NFC and AFC West. First one up, we got Drew Lock. I'm gonna say Chipper Jones 10 because Teddy Bridgewater is breathing down your neck. You ain't really have no really good season since you've been there. I mean, this is your time to shine because they have a quarterback, a backup who has proven he can still play. I mean, I don't think he really had the foundation in Carolina. I felt like that was a one-year move anyway. And then he showed in New Orleans he can still play. When Drew Brees got hurt, he didn't lose a game. He did take a mid Minnesota team to the playoffs. So I feel like if Drew Lock don't prove what he can do now, it's Teddy Bridgewater's team. And they still got Jerry Jeudy. Shout out to him. Roll Tide.
Yes, sir.
How y'all feel about Drew Lock?
I'm going to go with Rafael for call Uno. I feel like he has zero pressure on him. He is not long for the job in Denver. Might as well go ahead and find a realtor and get his house on the market. Find a nice, really big storage space at U-Haul. Because it might be a minute before they can find somebody, but you will be gone, buddy. You had multiple opportunities to prove that you were the guy, and you were never able to do so. I understand COVID happened last year, knocked the whole quarterback's room out, but that was y'all weren't playing pretty good before then, and y'all weren't doing much after that. And they brought in Teddy Bridgewater for a reason. It's not a coincidence that both Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers were both linked to the Broncos this offseason. Right. They're going to get a quarterback. It's just who, not if. So, yeah. No pressure. Just go ahead and have fun while you're out there.
John Elway is like the Michael Jordan of drafting quarterbacks. You know how Michael Jordan ain't really drafting nobody good? That's how John Elway is.
Hey, man, you can't have somebody upstage his legacy. He brought in Peyton Manning. It was like, oh, y'all forgot about me? Okay, I'll show y'all.
Well, he drafted Kimba.
John Elway bought in Peyton Manning. So there you go.
A four-time All-Star, bro.
You really went with him on that?
Hey, man.
Yeah, four-time All-Star, bro.
Kimba did used to hoop in Charlotte.
All right,
because that's all they had.
It's your turn, Kevin's turn.
I give him a 10 for all the reasons that you said because your career is on the line. The trajectory of your future is right here. You got to go out there and perform. If not, Teddy Bridgewater will be in there. I'm a believer in Teddy. I'm a fan of Teddy. He's from Miami. He's from Liberty City. He went to Northwestern. I support him wherever he goes. So I want him to get an opportunity, but I also had faith in Drew Lock to go out there and get the job done. And if he goes out there and wet the bed, he would not probably see a starting job for the foreseeable future. So I think the pressure is all on him if he wanted to continue to be the starter and a quarterback.
Yeah, I'll give him a 10. Eli Manning 10.
DeMar DeRozan 10. I ain't saying which one.
I also do feel like the position that he was put in was kind of bad. They didn't have many weapons anyways offensively, other than like Philip Lindsay or something like that.
I mean, he still ain't played.
I don't know. You could say that for every year before last year. He did have KJ
last
Hamler.
cool,
He had Cortland Sutton. He had Jerry.
How many games did they win last year?
How many of those were his fault?
I mean, a win is a win, honestly.
I'm saying, how many of those losses were his fault?
I don't know.
I know the one to the Falcons was.
I mean, every quarterback is gonna make mistakes, especially a young one, put in a situation that he's in. A team known for notoriously for defense, and they were just winning championships maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
But it's the
And it's
NFL
just like-
though. They quit to give up on you.
I mean, I'm not saying that they're not going to, but I'm just saying like it's kind of a tough position that he was put in. If we're being realistic, like,
So does anybody see him saving his job?
I think so. People like him. He's a nice personality.
You gotta win games.
I
But I don't think that he's
it's
gonna.
Teddy
he
Bridgewater
won't get
back
a
there, so.
backup position or another backup shot.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
definitely
man.
gonna get a backup
They
position.
kept
So, I
moving
mean-
Josh Rosen. He was like the number one pick.
So his
Yeah.
career won't be over. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
I mean, I didn't say his career would be
No,
over.
he was like
I said that.
He would save.
I don't
his,
think
No,
his,
he was
I
team.
don't
save
think
his career. I think so. Yes. What he does this year.
No, I
will be
meant
enough
like
for him to.
his. Well, do you think he'll save his starting job? I guess that's what I meant to ask.
I don't know.
Probably
I think
not.
Teddy. I think Teddy's kind of too good. Eventually, it just depends. If he goes out there and win games, they're gonna have no reason to put Teddy in. But I think it's just all on him. Like, but I don't know who they first for.
Do you think
first.
he will hold? Do you think he'll be good enough to hold on to his job? That's my question.
I don't. He hasn't given me a reason to believe he has. He will be.
I don't think so.
He looked good against Minnesota.
think so.
I don't know, man. They start off with the Giants, the Jags, and the Jets, and then they play.
Okay, yeah. So he
And
might.
then they play the Ravens the fourth game.
After that game, he gonna lose his job. If he
Giants,
played mid
Giants.
against those teams like
He might lose to the Giants, Jags, and who else?
the Jets,
And then the
The
Ravens.
Jets not gonna be no pushover.
Von Miller back.
I don't think so. I don't know.
he practiced in it. Yeah, Von Miller back. He'll be back for the season.
They start off 4-1. He keeps the job. If they,
I give him 8.
For how long?
I see they winning 7 games this year. I give him 7.
I don't think they went and got Teddy. For
I don't
no
think.
reason.
Yeah, I'm about to say if they on that route, they probably gonna put Teddy in.
I think they got him just in case they figured that they had to take him out. So you don't want to have nobody that's just mid back there.
I think if they
And he's
find
the best out. He probably was the best that was floating around in the free agency, anyways. That was gonna be behind somebody. I don't know, man. I don't think that they like the front office is set on moving on from Drew Lock. I think they like.
I
him,
think they
so
are.
That's why they
I think
drafted
they
him.
just weren't able to. I
if
think
Aaron
they.
Rodgers would have
They
said
could have got
Denver,
numerous
he
other
would've been there.
quarterbacks, and they got Drew Lock for a reason.
I think they just didn't want to commit to a young quarterback because they thought that they could get somebody more established. I think they were trying to have their cake and eat it too, which is probably going to end up messing them up in the long run. But, you know.
Next up, we got Justin Herbert. I'm gonna go Trent Richardson 3. I feel like he played. He was the rookie of the year behind a bad offensive line. I feel like he plays in a tough division too. So yes, he had a good rookie of the year campaign, but he has to take that to the next level. That's a lot of quarterbacks' problem. They had that sophomore slump. Baker Mayfield.
I think golf was like that.
Yeah, Jared Goff was
Jared Goff was bad his
opposite. He was
rookie
bad
year.
his rookie year, and then took off his second year.
Wentz got that same reputation.
It's a lot. It's a lot of young quarterbacks like that. But I feel like they play in a tough division. It's a lot of games that they were in last year, but they couldn't take it to the next level. Didn't they fire their coach last year? Was it the year before last?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So I mean, you're gonna be. It's always hard your first year under a new coach, new system. So I feel like he should take the next step forward, though. I feel like he proven he can play at the NFL level. So yeah, how y'all feel about Justin Herbert out there, L.A.?
Derek Jeter 2. For everything you just said, this is second year. Nobody really expect him to do much in the division with Patrick Mahomes. So I don't really expect them to make the playoffs. I feel like they can be in that 8, 9, 10-ish area. maybe they can sneak in the 7th, but who knows? But yeah, I expect him to take a step forward, but it's gonna be kind of hard because we expect a lot from him, seeing as how he's the rookie of the year. But other than that, I feel like it's gonna be a very interesting season for him, and I feel like it won't be a lot of pressure on him because it's not really a lot of weapons that they have.
They still got
Keenan
Allen
I-
and somebody else, the other receiver on
Williams, I believe.
Yeah.
They
Williams.
still got Mike Williams.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of.
I disagree. Well, first I say I give him a Cam Newton 1, because he came in his rookie year and performed and exceeded expectations and made the Pro Bowl, right?
I'm not sure.
Everybody
He was
makes
a
the Pro Bowl.
replacement.
Jordan don't count the
But
Pro
he had
Bowl
a-
anyway. They don't count
Statistically, he had a Pro Bowl caliber year. That's what I say. Coming in as a rookie, this is a team that lost a lot of close games. They fired their coach and got a new coaching staff in this year. This team was on the fringe a lot of games last year. Now, I think a lot of the pressure is on the coaches, is not on Justin. If Justin comes in and do what he got to do, same thing he did last year, I think he's going to be right back in the thick of things. Right up there in the upper echelon for quarterbacks. I believe he has a solid wide receiver crew. He has Eckler in the backfield. They have some key pieces
He lost
on.
Hunter Henry though.
That's cool. They still
Where
have
he go?
offensive.
I
New
think the
England.
Patriots.
Yeah,
New
he
England.
did go to New England.
Cam got Henry and Jonnu Smith.
I'm not
Forgot
saying
about that.
I'm not expecting this team to be like the top tier in the AFC, but I do expect them to be fighting for a wild card spot. Depending on how the coaching staff comes in and get this team right. Yeah, they do. They struggle on the offensive line, but so do the Miami Dolphins, and we expect them to be competitive. I think you can make up for it with the quarterback play and the offensive weapons and the running back and the. You don't need an upper echelon defense, but they do have a middle of the pack defense that could get stopped. So, depending on coaching, I can see this team doing something. But the pressure on Justin, I don't think it's no pressure on him.
Yeah, I think I said like 2, but I don't know. I feel like they just need one more receiver. I don't really fear Keenan Allen, and I definitely don't fear his knees staying healthy.
I was going to say, never mind. Go ahead. I already know how that argument
I give
goes.
him maybe like a 4. TJ Yeldon. They closed out the season with 4 wins. The Falcons, Raiders, Broncos, and they beat the Chiefs. I don't know if the Chiefs took that game serious or not, but
I don't see how we lose.
they lost by 3.
me?
We did. It's the time change. We played out there.
Yeah, maybe just the pressure to not be worse than 7-9, because that's what they were last year. But with an extra game, I feel like they can get 8 or 9. Literally, majority of the games were lost by less than 6, and they've started out with 1-6, 1-7, 1-5.
I feel like a lot of that's what separates elite quarterbacks and average quarterbacks, because a lot of NFL games are within 10, most NFL games are within 10 points. So you got to find a way to win those type of games. We lost a lot of games last year by one possession.
But that's a rookie quarterback, bro.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by taking the next step.
But
You got to win those games.
you got to win those games, but at the same time, they blame the coaching staff. And technically, you could blame the coaching staff because before that, they was in the same situation before Justin. In the same situation. So this year is when I could really get a better glimpse of what Justin Herbert is, because last year he just went out there and balled.
Right.
I think the coaches put them in a weird situation and then put them in the right situations to win. Because as you could, like I said, they had a whole bunch of close games, and Will said that most of the games was decided within 6 points. So they have the pieces.
Yeah.
You know.
They lost to Kansas City week 2 by 3 in overtime. They lost to the
And
Carolina
week 3.
Panthers the week after that by 5. They lost to Tampa Bay the week after that by 7. They lost to New Orleans the week after that by 3 in overtime. They got a Broncos lost by 1. Another Raiders lost by 5. Miami lost by 8. You know, all these games is ridiculous.
Justin Herbert is the real deal. They have a really good running back. They receivers are underrated. I know Jordan laugh at Keenan Allen needs, and he do have to stay healthy. But if they even without him, I still feel like they have some great pieces around, and their defense is solid. So
I don't know. I don't feel like they have enough pieces even with him. But I definitely don't agree with you saying that even without him, they don't have enough pieces. That's definitely
to fight for contend for a wild card spot.
I mean, I said they could finish 7.
I would say around 5, 6.
I don't think they're better than the Browns. I don't think they're better than the. All right, so we got the Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs, and the Titans. I don't think they're better than the Browns. I don't think they're better than. Depends on which Steelers you get. If you get the first half of the season Steelers, then maybe. But if the Steelers that showed up in the second half of the season come back, then no, I don't think
they're gonna be able to run the ball. I mean, I know they got Najee, but you have to be able to block people.
I said I don't know.
There's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams struggling with the offensive line because you have the Dolphins, the Steelers.
I can see them finishing 6 at best.
I said 5, 6.
I know. I was doing the math. I said 7, so I was showing my work.
AFC gonna be really competitive now that you ran off the teams.
I mean, I think the NFL
fun games, I should say.
Gonna be more competitive anyway this year.
I feel like it's the Chiefs and Bills at the top, and then everybody else.
So I disrespect the Baltimore. I know they need to be in there. We got an MVP quarterback.
I don't feel like y'all are the top 2.
We up there.
Y'all have a good defense.
Y'all can solidify
We have
yourself.
a great defense and an MVP quarterback. We deserve.
Hey man, I don't even think y'all gonna win y'all division. So
stop playing with us. The Browns ain't seeing us.
We'll see. They are.
Twice. I think it's gonna be a combination of both. Y'all, if y'all split with the Steelers and the Browns, y'all might not win.
It's a fact.
Like I'm being.
I would bet, but
that's probably gonna be a tough conference.
When am I getting my 4 cases? Because I don't want to go to Kroger.
Well, we on betting. We'll talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
No, answer my question.
The bet.
Yeah,
because I definitely
can't give up.
You did. You lost another one. That one right there. That's the one you lost. We're gonna talk about it though.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
No, I didn't. Wait, yeah.
Yes,
you didn't bet me. I don't care about that. I need my cases. It's only like $12, dude.
Anyway,
now did we say he had to make team though? Didn't we?
No, I don't know. I don't care.
No, you said 2 touchdowns.
This isn't about me. I'm talking about me.
We're moving on to Derek Carr.
Kroger is literally down the street.
Derek Carr. Anyway, I got him at like a Freddie Freeman 5. I don't really think he's got so much pressure. I think John Gruden has pressure to win because they got the talent. They got Henry Ruggs. They got Darren Waller. If Derek Carr plays halfway decent, like he don't even have to do that much, and they should be. Oh yeah, they got Kenyon and Josh Jacobs. Shout out to Alabama, Roll Tide. But he got the weapons around him, so I don't really think he has so much pressure. Gruden is supposed to be the quarterback whisperer. That's why they went and got him. He does the quarterback film every year and all that. So I think it's more pressure on him because he ain't really shown me nothing since he been their head coach. So how y'all feel about Derek Carr and his situation?
What did Shaq Lizzie say? Something about number 1, Tracy McGrady? Yeah, that's the amount of pressure he got. Like you said, bro, this team is John Gruden. Everybody look at him because they were in playoff contention.
And then they lost to the Falcons. Got blown out by the Falcons.
No, I'm saying they were in playoff contention like before he got hired with what's the dude name? The one that had Derek Carr before John Gruden got there.
I forgot.
I can't remember the coach's name. Jack Del Rio. Yeah. He had them in playoffs like back-to-back years.
He did.
Like I think they went 13-3 one year.
They did.
That's when Derek Carr
broke his leg.
Yeah. So, yeah, they had to kind of cook in the game that year. And then they had another year where they actually won some playoff games. Well, a playoff game I think with Derek Carr. I'm pretty sure they did. I'm not 100% sure. But point is, they were better before John Gruden got there. Then he put his hands on it and then messed it up. So now they're trash.
John Gruden
made him average.
Did he make them average?
Yeah, they flirt. They always flirt. They've been flirting around 7 and 8 and
Bro,
8.
they got blown out by the Falcons last year.
7 is
They
less
didn't even
than
score a
8
touchdown.
average. So they're a little below average.
Or they finished last season 8 and 8, didn't they?
I don't know.
7 and 9.
They might have.
Stat check it.
It might have been 8 and 8.
I think.
All I'm saying is, what has he been there? 3 years?
And a 10-year, $100 million deal.
16, 24. I'm more than sure
Yeah, there
his
was 8
record.
and 8 last year.
I'm more than sure his records there in the 3 years he's
7
been
and
there
9
is
years
not
before that.
Yeah.
24. I mean 24.
And
and
it's like
24.
6 and 10 the first year.
12.
4 and 12.
2018.
4 and 12.
So
Yeah.
well below,
So, yeah,
well
they're
below
average.
average.
Yeah, that was 6 and 10 the year before that.
They was.
Not average. Not average.
John Gruden wasn't there that 6 and 10 year.
Hey man, 4 and 12, not average.
I mean, that was his first year coming in.
4 and 12, 7 and 9, 8 and 8 doesn't average out the
That's
average.
progressing.
It's progressing, but it's still below average,
Got that.
which is my
8
point.
and 8 is average.
The last year, yes,
And 7
the
and 9
3
is hovering. And
years,
7 and
the
9 is
3
hovering.
years
They
he
got
was
better,
there
though.
did not average out to be average. That's my point. You can say all the stuff you want around to massage it to
But
close
he's
to average.
progressing.
It is, but
But-
it's not average, which was my point.
And we say all of that for me to say I agree with everything you said about Derek Carr and the pressure on him. I give him a 1 as well. But I do, excuse me, I do believe this is run off of John Gruden. John Gruden is the type. If this season goes well, he's gonna take all the credit. If this season goes bad, he's gonna sit there and pout and blame Derek Carr, but not probably say it out loud. Just ship him off.
Yep.
But
I think that's how it's gonna go. Even if Derek Carr performs well, I believe Derek Carr is a solid quarterback. I think he can get the job done if you put him in the right situations. I just think John Gruden right now is still kind of ancient, kind of dinosaurish, and holding them back a little bit. And if you loosen up a little bit and let the offense really go, I think this team can win. But they are progressing.
I think he might have a little pressure though, because they slipping around and get a good draft pick. There's some quarterbacks coming out that I would take a bet on than a 5th, 6th
Yeah,
year
you're gonna take
quarterback.
him, but John Gruden's there for the next 7 years. It's gonna be the same thing. I
mean,
I don't see
they
them
saw
winning
what
no
they could
Super
do
Bowl.
with a good quarterback when everything was clicking. So I'm just saying, say they get a top 5, top 10, they go Bryce or any of the quarterbacks coming out. I see that being more promising with the weapons that they have now, anyways. Their
Derek
cars
Carr.
injury prone-ish, if we're being honest. Past the time of really showing much potential. Because
Did he? Last year he was really good. It's just that
He was really good, yeah, cool. But it's like, if you don't get that really good him, you're gonna get some mid, and it's like, I'd rather yell at a 19-year-old than.
But is that all, like, over there in the Raiders, I don't know if I can't put all the blame
Of course, it's not all the
on
blame on him.
Like, a lot of that stuff isn't
but how
him,
long
like
would
the
you want to
injury.
sit there with him and say, all right, Derek Carr's our guy again? Eventually, they're gonna take his name off the wall, remove his magnet, and say, we gotta find somebody else. And it's not, even if it's not his fault, there's still, Gruden's gonna remove somebody else before he moves himself, before he drops down and says, all right, I might be a coordinator, or I might be.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying, like, you can get another quarterback, it's still going to be the same. I don't see them elevating to new heights and stuff like that. I can see this team winning 10, 11
Derek
games.
Carr, I feel like Derek Carr has pressure on him. That's what I'm saying. Like to answer the Derek Carr question, I feel like, yes, he has pressure, because if they get a good draft pick, I feel like they're probably just going to think, we can get somebody younger in here, and he might fit our system better, or he might fit what I want better. Because you've given Derek Carr 3, 4, 5 years to do it, and
Makes sense. I feel that.
Next up, we got Mr. Patrick Mahomes.
We should
I don't-
all say 0.
I say like 3 because he's considered the best quarterback in the league right now, or up there. So you expected to have good seasons. You know how Peyton consistently had good seasons.
yeah.
Tom Brady consistently had good seasons. So now that's what you expected to do. And as you've made, yes, you're coming off a Super Bowl run, so it's not necessarily pressure, but people are looking at you to continue to at least be up there in the AFC Championship, always in the playoffs, like the quarterbacks I just named. So, with that being said, how y'all feel about Pat Mahomes?
10. DeMar DeRozan. Anybody else was 10? Who else was 10?
Landon Donovan. He's a soccer player for you.
Mike Bibby.
I mean, I know Landon Donovan.
I didn't know.
Mike Bibby was 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Landon Donovan.
Kobe was 10 in the
Olympics.
Shout out to
All right.
Kobe.
But yes,
Yes, sir.
he has all the pressure on him. Everybody was out there saying if he had his offensive line, they would have won the World Series. I mean, won the Super Bowl back to back. All that. So yeah, you got to go out there and prove them right. You're not really missing anything. They rebuilt your O-line in the offseason. You don't really have anybody to compete with other than the Bills in the AFC.
Ravens.
So, I mean,
Lamar
it's
Jackson.
pretty wide open.
Don't they play?
Yeah,
they play.
has he beaten? Has he
No,
lost
no,
to,
y'all didn't win the division.
Has
last
he
year,
lost
so
to
y'all
Lamar
know.
Jackson yet? I think they do play them, though.
We do play the Chiefs like week 5.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think
I don't think he's lost to Lamar Jackson.
I don't think he's lost to Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not him. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
But-
this,
He beat Tom Brady though.
There's always that there's always this year.
I think Lamar has like a winning record against the league, and then like a losing record against the Chiefs. It's something like that.
Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah,
like
it's hard to have a winning record when you haven't won. Hey man, all I'm saying is that man has the pressure. It's your MVP to lose. It's your Super Bowl to lose. The chips are in. The ball is in your court, buddy.
I'd say 0 because I think the narrative is out on Patrick Mahomes. People gonna vouch for Patrick Mahomes no matter what happens.
No, this man is supposed to be the baby goat.
I know.
He's supposed to be next up.
I agree. I agree. But this is
So
that's
how long is he supposed to be resting on that one MVP, one Super Bowl?
But that's how us here at NASP is gonna view it and take it. But I'm talking. I'm talking about like how you say, Jordan, how the mask.
I mean, I get that. No. The masses
If we
said
talking about
give him
us-
3-4 years. This is 3-4 years.
Hey man, I'm
Time's
just
up,
saying,
buddy.
like,
You got to produce.
I agree with you. People saying he's the greatest and stuff. I don't think so.
I mean, I
think
we're here.
I think he has a magnificent start to a career.
I get that. I'm
But
saying the masses
pressure-
is finna be on him this year if he don't produce.
but
they gave him last year.
I think that's kind of like. But I don't. I also say 0 because I think the Chiefs is gonna be good. Like this is the same team returning. Like I don't see a reason for this team not to be good. So like, I'm not sitting here saying
But
they're
wouldn't
gonna.
that add pressure?
No,
They
because
gotta
I
be
don't.
able to
I
run the
just
ball.
there's no way I see this team not being good. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Patrick Mahomes is just this runaway greatest of all time right now, better than Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers,
So if
Josh
they're
Allen,
not
Lamar
good-
Jackson type stuff. Like I think he's that team overall is just.
But I'm
really,
saying
really
if
good.
they don't perform to expectations, wouldn't that be looked as bad on him?
No, because at this point in his career, he has a Super Bowl, he has an MVP, he has been in the AFC Championship every single year. He has started. If this
So
team,
how
this
long do
team,
you think
this
people
team,
are gonna rest
listen,
on
if
that?
if this team wins, it gets to the playoffs, the top 2 seed in AFC, makes it to the AFC Championship, wins, gets to the Super Bowl, lose, or get to the Super Bowl, win. If they get to the AFC Championship, I think. And to them, it probably be unsuccessful season because they want to win a Super Bowl. But I think we should keep look. But for Patrick Mahomes, if we looking at just Patrick Mahomes, for this right now to be into like 4 AFC championships, the Super Bowl, the MVP, you winning. There's no pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot of accomplishments. So like if you get like say you come back next year and win a Super Bowl, that's you win it. I can't expect you to win the Super Bowl every year. Everybody's not Tom Brady, and actually Tom Brady went 10 years without even going to the Super Bowl or winning the Super Bowl before he, racked off 4 or 5
I'm just
more.
looking at the fact that if you look at his team, given they're almost like the dynasty kind of thing that Tom Brady had in like 07-ish. That Big Ben had with Jerome Bettis. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's getting into that dynasty talk, like that I'm the GOAT talk. Peyton Manning with the Colts runs, even though it was just one. You know what I'm saying?
You
like,
get the AFC Championship.
He gotta keep going because Russell Wilson looked the same way early and kind of spun out a little bit.
But that's because of organization. More.
I mean, that's fine, but I mean, that's still that your numbers at the end of the day when they look at their wins and playoffs appearances and da.
And that's why I'm saying he has no pressure because if you got to take all that in consideration. He's in a perfect spot.
People don't take that in consideration when they compare Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, or when they compare player to player. Is did you get there? Did you do this with what you had?
I don't know.
At the end of the day, they're going to look at how stacked the Chiefs have been for the past 5 years.
But see, that's the beauty about sports. We can all have our own personal outlook on it. I look at it from what, like, in all of that. I take all that in consideration for the fact that he has Travis Kelce, he has Tyreek Hill, he has a plethora of weapons on the offensive end. His defense is still solid. He has Andy Reid. This is the same team that has been to 3 AFC championships in a Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowls, 1 win. Like, you're winning.
I think it's pressure because there's no other team that got better than his team.
What pressure? What do you have to prove to people? You done been to AFC championships. You got the Super Bowl. You been to another Super Bowl. You
can't just keep talking about what you've done. Every year you have new expectations. Like every season.
Every season, but there's no reason that gave you that they're going to be anything less than the AFC championship appearance. If they make it to the second round, you might say that's disappointing, but this team is still going to be good.
We're talking about two completely different things. You're saying there's no reason they can't make it, which I feel like adds a lot more to the fire because there's no reason you don't make it to the AFC championship, and if you don't, then what do you say?
I'm not saying I just said if they lose in the second round, that might be considered disappointing. But I'm also thinking the Ravens. I'm also thinking Buffalo. I'm also thinking Tennessee. I'm not surprised if they lose in the playoffs to one of those teams. So at the end of the day, I'm saying, to me, if this team go out here and wet the bed, it doesn't win this division or has a losing record.
If there's no
that's
reason,
what I'm saying.
Said that there's no reason why they shouldn't be in the AFC Championship.
Because I just said Baltimore, Tennessee, and Buffalo. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose to those teams because I also feel like those teams is good. But for them, a run to the AFC Championship, that also depends. If they run, like they do what they got to do and been the Chiefs of the past 3 years, they'd be a top one. They'd be a top seed anyway. So they would.
So you don't think it's a little bit of pressure?
Maybe to that round, the divisional round. You got zero pressure till you get to the divisional round. Then you playing a team that I feel like that's at the point they would lose.
Maybe.
That's fine.
But this team has been going to AFC championships. This team has been going to Super Bowls. Like,
no. Me personally, I feel like it's pressure because you have to keep up to that standard. You just can't sit there and just drop off and then, you know what I'm saying? You just drop off and then now you mid or now you average. And
I agree.
You can't look back and say, oh, well, we were great for so many years, dude, or we were great my first 5 years. Okay, how you gonna close your career? What you gonna do in the middle of it? You just can't. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like as Kansas City's fan base as well, they don't expect they expect you to elevate every year, even if you've already showed that you can be the greatest player in the league this year. That don't mean that you can't elevate or continue to elevate or continue to be better.
I agree, but but the only thing I disagree is about the pressure because I just feel like it's just a continuation of what you're doing in previous years. It's like you got a foundation. They have a foundation. They have a structure. They have a process of how they do things. It has worked for them. It has got them to the highest levels. And all you have to do is continuously build off of that. Like the Patriots did. And I feel like at this point, the way Patrick Mahomes plays, the way he is. Andy Reid from his stints with the Eagles and now with the Chiefs and how they've been before. He even got on before Patrick Mahomes with Alex Smith. This was a playoff team who consistently got better over time. To me, I feel like there's no pressure because they showed you we got this.
Yeah. With that being said, I feel like these next 4 quarterbacks are all under the same amount of pressure, but for different reasons. So I'm gonna just say 10 for all of the NFC the NFC West because I say Jimmy G because he know he finna get up out of there. They ain't go get Trey Lance for no reason. Like they went in, they traded up to go get him. So, and I feel like they showed you, bro. You've proven that Kyle Shanahan don't want you. So, I mean, it is what it is, bro. Yeah, I feel like by week, I say 6, Jimmy G gonna be up out of there. How y'all feel about Jimmy G?
What's another player with 1? Derrick
Jalen.
Rose. Yeah, Jalen did change to 1. Jalen. He don't have no pressure. They're not gonna keep him. He will be traded either at the trade deadline or at the end of the season, depending on how healthy he stays this year. It's just a matter of time. It's not if, it's just when. So just make sure you stay healthy, get all the guaranteed money you can, and go find a team that has a lot of money and is willing to pay you an extension. Those are your main 3 goals this season.
I also agree with you, Brandon. The rest of these players all have 10s. But to start with Jimmy G, this is his season with the 49ers. I do believe he is out of there come next season or middle of the season, just depending on if they might trade him if he's playing well because his trade value is high and just ride the momentum off that and put Trey Lance in. But
Could be.
for me, I see him playing out this whole season because I do think Jimmy Garoppolo is a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. He got this team to the Super Bowl. Well, was one of the pieces to this team getting to the Super Bowl. I don't want to say got them.
Glad you did that.
One of the pieces that got this team to the Super Bowl. He has a winning record as a starting quarterback when he is healthy and he is playing. He might not look the flashiest, but he wins. So I do think he can be competitive with this team. I think he can get this team to the playoffs, and I think they could get back to the Super Bowl if everything clicks right. It showed, and this is the same team. They have weapons. They have a defense. It's up to Jimmy Garoppolo to not mess it up and hold on. But I think even if he gets a Super Bowl with them this year, he's out and Trey Lance is in. So I just think the pressure is on Jimmy Garoppolo just to ball out this year. And like Jordan said, get the bag somewhere else. But you could still win this year.
That's a stretch. I don't know.
You don't think so?
I think their running game is what makes his job so easy. You know
Debo?
What I'm saying?
They got Debo on the outside. They got a lot of...
I know they got weapons. I'm saying the running, Kyle Shanahan's running game is really what makes his job so easy. So if you can't do it in Shanahan's offense, I don't see really anywhere else he could go get the bag unless he just ball off the charts.
But what?
I mean, there's some boo-boo teams willing to throw a bag at him.
But he would have to prove that he's worth getting the bag.
But what did he show?
What did he
show you that he's not? You know,
he's injured.
Besides the injuries, you know what I'm saying. The
I
play,
haven't seen anything that showed that he's worth it.
I mean, but the play. I mean, it's not
They
saying.
did
I'm
get
not
him
saying
to the Super Bowl. I agree with you there.
he doesn't go out there and mess you up. You know what I'm saying? Like
He does throw a lot of picks.
He does.
Yeah, but if you look at a lot of these quarterbacks, that's a lot of them MOs, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's not the question. But he gets the job done for the most part. Yes, he throws a lot of picks, but I think in the right spot, in the right system, he could.
I mean, I agree. I said that he should go somewhere and get a bag. I don't know the particular system. Maybe Denver. But I don't know if he's the answer that anybody's looking for. I personally don't think he's that good, but that's just my personal opinion.
I'm saying a lot
may
of
not
people
be
worse.
Right. I've seen worse. I've seen a lot of people that are better as well. So
I can't never
I feel
discredit
like he's
someone who's
somewhere in the middle of the road.
Yeah,
No, don't say you can't discredit somebody that got their team to the Super Bowl, because you literally do it every time with Jared Goff.
You do. That was what's the name?
The defense, just like it was with the 49ers.
So
And the running game, just like it was with the 49ers. I know.
I couldn't think of Todd Gurley name, bro. Name.
Yeah, I know.
But I think Jared Goff will be decent in Detroit.
Yeah, man.
We'll talk about it next week.
If he wasn't quote unquote decent in your eyes in LA, I don't know how he's gonna be decent in Detroit.
Yeah, that ain't it. That ain't the place for him. But we'll get into more. We'll get into it next week when we cover that North. Your turn, Will.
Jimmy G. I'm a Vic 7. And that's just because Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Like,
they ain't gonna
if
get
he
him for no
wasn't
reason.
as explosive as he was in the preseason, a little bit slower, then it'd been like, okay,
Right.
Trey Lance needs another year.
Mm.
But it doesn't look like he needs nothing.
Came
like
in
no
dropping
time.
dimes.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he needs nothing to learn the offense or pick up the offense. The offense looks like it'll actually flow around whatever he wants to do. You know, you want to roll out, we got you. If you want to hand the ball off, you want to run, we got you. Whatever you want to do. So he has to just make it seem like he still has the reins of this team. Like, and if he can't do that, it looks like the rest of the team is already sold on having Trey Lance as their leader. But he also has to put on a great performance to show somewhere else that, hey, I'm not,
Mud.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not Matt Schaub.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I can do something. Don't put me in
I'm
behind.
better than AJ.
Yeah,
That
don't put me on the
Patriots-
bench.
That Patriots idea would have still been on the table if they didn't take Mac Jones.
Matt Jones is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think he's going to be good. But I'm saying, like, you know, if say Mac Jones was taken up in earlier rounds, earlier in the first round, then I think
Can't go earlier
Jimmy
than
Garoppolo-
that, man. Roll Tide. Me and my dad was just talking about that. Alabama's ridiculous in the first round.
Well, I ain't boosting Alabama. I'm just
you are.
saying.
Kind of, a little bit.
Okay.
Remember earlier when
I
we was talking
appreciate
about how you hate Alabama? That right
I
there.
didn't say I hate
That's why you
Alabama.
want us to lose.
I'm saying.
That's why you hate us more than UGA. You don't have to hear about us having 80-something players in the league. This man Saban has 80 players in the NFL.
Florida
That's
got
crazy.
dudes in the league too.
80? 80? Do you have 80 dudes?
You might have.
It's nowhere close to 80. I'm pretty sure it's not even close to 40.
We got players in the league too, man. You're the only ones that
Shoot, we got like tens of players in the league.
Hey man,
Why we can't just get credit for having 80
you
people?
like,
Do you know how hard that sounds?
Is it when you got
80 people?
everybody throw the bag.
Y'all got a whole 5-star
80
team.
people.
Y'all 4-string is 5 stars.
So,
My dude,
they
so
like
is
playing for
Georgia.
Clemson.
So is Georgia.
Yeah,
They don't.
what did I say about Georgia?
It's
You
You
talent
didn't say anything. You said that
development.
they're a good team when I asked about Clemson because you was trying to protect their
No, I
schedule.
definitely said they
It's
could be
talent
Alabama this year. I
development.
really
You
believe
can
that.
have all the 5 stars in the world, but if
My
you
point
can't
is,
coach,
Clemson.
it
I
ain't
mean,
gonna
Georgia
make a
doesn't
difference.
have those players in the league that Alabama does.
Ah,
They don't.
How did we get here?
My bad.
Hey man, you a fool.
80. That's a
Anyway,
lot.
But, yeah, if he put on a nice little show, he can go find somewhere else. Detroit or, somewhere. Jimmy Garoppolo could still do it. Might go back up to Miami. Start in Miami. I don't know.
I can see something like that.
He
I
could
definitely
be the
see
Ryan
that.
He
Fitzpatrick.
could go to.
Or
He
Houston.
could go to Houston. I was just about to say he could go
Yeah.
to Houston.
He's got to put on a nice little show. 30. If he gets that opportunity to get 30 touchdowns.
All he gotta do is stay healthy. That's his thing. All you gotta do is
That's
stay
big, yeah.
healthy. You know, he
Like,
can find his way into the
Remember when
Orleans
you
too.
said about me and the Cowboys and those expectations?
Mhm.
You don't think that those are really, really huge expectations for him to stay healthy?
It's like saying that about AD.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Next up, we got Kyler Murray. I feel like now is the time for you to show, bro. Like, you had some decent seasons, you competed. Now you got a coach, your second year head coach who they went out the way to get him. He's wanted him since high school, and this is the year that you've proven that you're a number 1 pick. So I feel like Kyler Murray got a lot of pressure on his shoulders to prove that you are worth them taking the number 1 pick with a 5'9" quarterback. So
But his division though.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I said everybody in this division is a 10.
Take off on that Michael Vick 7. Yeah, he's like Brendan said. He has a lot of pressure. He's got to prove that it was worth. Now, I'm pretty sure that he's already proven that it was worth moving on from Josh Rosen and taking him because, like, Josh Rosen wasn't it.
I mean, I'm saying
he never really got an opportunity.
You're not wrong.
That offensive line was terrible.
You're not wrong, but he didn't look like he was worth being there. But then again, I never really felt like he was first round. Take him top wherever they took him in the first place.
10.
So didn't they take him over Lamar?
They did. Lamar was the last one to go in the first round.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to live up to that. But I do feel like he proved that he was worth taking, but he does need to prove, like, all right, I can get this done. I can lead us to the playoffs, or at least hold on to the contention that we do have in the first half through the second half. Because he was in MVP talks, and that went away faster than Russell Wilson's did. So, only reason I didn't put it as a 10 is, like Kevin said, it's a really tough division. So you can't really expect too much. Like, if they finish 4th in the division, nobody's going to be surprised.
Right.
But it's how you finish 4th in the division that is.
Yeah, that's been the thing every year. They've looked decent in that division.
Right.
This is the time.
See, last year was a little bit worse than the other 2 years because I think Marcellus Wiley does a good job of explaining this analogy. If it's 2 people with 15 sacks, but one person gets 0 his first year, 5 his second year, and 10 his third year, and then the other person gets 10 his first year, 5 his second year, and 0 his third year. They both have 15 sacks, but you want to take the first person over the second person because they're progressing.
Right.
So you want to take the first couple of years he's had because they didn't look good at the beginning of the season, but they looked good at the end of the season. But last year, they looked good at the beginning of the season and kind of fell off at the end of the season. So it's kind of like, I don't really know. Kind of when he actually had all the pieces and the potential to be better, he kind of fumbled it. So that's kind of where a lot of people are looking at him. So if he can kind of hold on to those expectations of being a quarterback that can lead a team throughout the season, I feel like even if they don't make the playoffs or even if they finish 4th, as long as you look competitive doing it, I feel like a lot of people will be more receptive to going there in like free agency and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As of right now, I don't see them competing.
I second that.
W.
Okay. Mr. Calamari.
Mm-hmm.
I give him a Mark Sanchez 6.
Can never find nobody with 6.
Okay. But I just think that he has the weapons. He damn sure has the defense. I think they have Buda Baker, Isaiah Simmons, J.J. Watt. I can't remember anybody else. And on the offense, they have Christian Kirk to start at the bottom. Larry Fitzgerald, DeAndre Hopkins, A.J. Green. I can't remember who's in the back. Chase Edmonds. They do have Rondell Moore.
He played receiver now.
Yeah.
I thought you was naming running back.
I was still kind of in between.
Yeah.
Chase Edmonds is back there behind him. So I feel like he has.
They got rid of Kenyon, so they gonna suck.
They have. I think they might have the best team in the division.
No, they don't.
No,
they got rid of Kenyon, so they don't.
The Rams have literally the best and probably the second or third best defender in football.
They don't have no running.
So what does that? I'm confused. What does that have to do with the offensive end? Like team, like all around complete team. They have the better complete team on both sides of the ball.
I don't know if I agree with that. We're talking about the Cardinals?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
I don't know if I can.
The Cardinals is my pick to win the division this year. Mark my words.
We can agree to disagree.
For the Falcons to go to the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't agree with the.
I agree with the second one.
Falcons going to the playoffs.
Hey man,
I don't agree with
this. Is just for it to be on record because it's all on record. Now, when people don't want to give my credit, I don't have to worry about it.
What was the name of Brian's book?
Episode.
Wish it, want it, do it.
Okay.
Man,
Falcons
y'all act like it's that hard for the.
I'm with with you. I want the Falcons to make the
I'm talking about
playoffs.
the Cardinals. I mean,
I feel like that's kind of hard.
the Cardinals to win the division.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes,
Yes.
that is kind of tough.
Okay.
I mean, if you're
That's
asking
as
me,
tight as the NFC South.
And you're talking
I'm not
you're
saying
talking
this
about the Cardinals offense, the Seattle offense.
You
can
didn't
match up
Talking
with
about
that.
the same
You didn't
division
ask
that
me-
just came from splitting the winners like 4 or 5 years.
you didn't ask if it was impossible. You asked if it was hard.
And we just talked about
Hey, man.
Jimmy G in San Francisco.
So you don't think that that's hard? So you think that that's easy?
I don't feel like it's hard. No, like, bro, are you kidding me? This is just as tight and just as wishy-washy as the NFC South. Literally, the NFC West was the only division as close as us just a couple years ago.
I get you that.
Like, are we kidding me?
We
Like
did,
the
we
Rams
did.
and the Cardinals and the Cardinals and the Seahawks was all coming down to the last 2 games of the season. Let's not talk crazy. Let's not forget.
I mean,
Let's be real here. It was all coming down to the last few weeks of the season, just like the NFC South. But let's forget.
Falcons not making no playoffs.
I'm just saying, realistically speaking, this division has come down to the last couple games, the last few seasons, always.
yeah, but it hasn't been them in the mix. I mean,
This team is way better than what we're talking
I'll definitely
about.
give you your credit if they win it. I just don't see it.
We never said they wasn't good, but we just looking at the rest of the field. Like even with the Jimmy G, Trey Lance, even with the Jimmy G, Trey Lance situation, that team's gonna be good whichever quarterback is in, and that team is a playoff caliber
Dude, look
team
at the
with an
are we
elite
serious?
defense, huh?
Are we serious?
What?
Yes.
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 The 49ers?
I was
I'm
thinking
not.
the Rams.
I'm not.
I got the
no,
Rams.
I'm not
as my
saying that.
pick.
I'm just using them for
Again.
example. You know what I'm saying? Because that's
They're literally a defensive heavy team to me.
That's what wins championships.
and
All
you're
you gotta
talking
do is
about
run the ball.
You
Hey,
said
man.
that
That's
last.
how. That's
we
how.
no
literally
cap,
had
I
this
mean-
conversation last year. Defense doesn't win divisions; it wins championships.
Hey man,
You
that's
said
gotta
fair
get
because
there.
that's fair because Seattle did win the division last year, but I still got the Rams as my pick. Speaking of the Rams,
Hey man, I don't feel like it's hard. I mean, I feel like it is hard, but I don't feel like it's impossible. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals won it. I just don't have them picked.
that what he said. Speaking of the Rams, I got I say Matt Stafford is still out of 10, like I said earlier. The reason I say that is because they have an elite defense, and he's coming in and expected to be the missing piece. They swap quarterbacks with Detroit for a reason. They feel like he's a veteran quarterback that has put up numbers but not been in a good situation. So I feel like that's gonna be my pick to win the division, even though it's one of the toughest divisions. So with that being said, hey, I feel about Matt Stafford.
Alejandro Benefield, 15.
Yeah.
wow.
Ain't no way. There's no way he should finish anywhere short of an NFC Championship game.
Facts.
They didn't bring him in to be the same as Jared Goff, so you got to win at least 12 games. Because Jared Goff won 10 games, you got an extra game, so obviously you get the built-in game. So you got to double that up, buddy. You got to get 2 more wins. Jared Goff won him a playoff game while hurt, so you got to win at least 2.
Jared Goff took them to the Super Bowl, bro.
Jared Goff did take him to a Super Bowl. I don't
That was
expect
it.
that. I don't
Never.
expect that in the first year. I'm not putting that much pressure on him. But yes, a Super Bowl win in your contract, that is definitely a must for this to be worth it. But in the first year, got to at least make it to the NFC Championship. They're basically giving y'all the Super Bowl already. But, you know.
I agree. I didn't expect you to give him a 10 for some reason. But I give Matthew Stafford a 10 as well. You got to get to at least the NFC Championship. I think this is the Tampa Bay Green Bay Super Bowl. One of those teams is going to get to the Super Bowl at this conference. But I think the Rams, for their sake and for Matthew Stafford's sake, has to get to the NFC Championship. You got a lot of this noise about Matthew Stafford being a Hall of Fame quarterback, but just on a garbage team, and how it's such a huge upgrade from Jared Goff. And now you got an elite quarterback, and now you have Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, you got Tutu, you got not Adam Thielen, but Cooper Kupp. You got a lot of weapons.
And the defense is elite.
And the defense is elite. Like, Sean McVay is happy now. He got the quarterback of his dreams. He's not pouting no more because he has Jared Goff. Like,
they got 3 years to win the Super Bowl.
I would say that. Like, I think the Super Bowl really should be the next year thing. I just think a solid year and getting to the NFC Championship.
They want to be the second team to play at home in the Super Bowl.
Wouldn't it be cool if the Chargers and the Rams played in the Super Bowl? I was thinking about that earlier this year.
That would be pretty
Chargers,
cool.
Rams.
Yes.
LA.
At home. They finna hate. I feel like you finna hate.
I'm trying to swallow it.
Trying to swallow the hate.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
I was just gonna...
Come on, bro.
I was just gonna let it slide.
I'm trying to let the hate go. But, like, seriously, Matthew Stafford.
Hey, man.
What? Oh, hey, man. I didn't say he was good. All I'm saying is his pressure is at a 15. Don't tell me you're great if you coming in here stinking it up.
Hey, man.
Did he say he was great?
He didn't say he wasn't great.
I mean, why would he?
Why would he say he was great? He's not.
What you just said.
Stupid.
I don't even know what to call it. I guess a Drew Brees 9, but it's like,
hey, man.
he's mid. Like, he's known for throwing hella yards. Cool. So was, what's his name? Phillip Rivers.
Oh.
But nobody respects him other than myself. So again, if he's not respected for just throwing hella yards,
Hey, man.
So it's possible to be good. So it's possible to be overhyped on a garbage team.
That's not.
Yes.
Yeah,
that is possible, but I don't think that's what he
It
was
is
asking.
possible, but I'm just saying.
No,
like,
because you saying he's mid, so you basically like what people hyping Matthew Stafford. You saying he was.
I feel like people
overhyped.
are hyping what he's gonna do for the team, like what he's bringing.
Because
to
of
the
what he
team.
did in Detroit, right?
Yeah,
Which
like,
was
are we
nothing.
Which was nothing, right?
Right.
Serious?
Is that really
So
his fault?
can I make this comparison real quick?
It's a little bit of both.
Can I make this comparison real quick?
Go ahead.
All right, so what's the difference between Kevin Love and Minnesota and in Cleveland? Because when I said
Basketball and football are.
now here we go, here we go.
I'm saying like it's kind of hard to like.
It's possible to be overhyped.
I'm saying
like-
that, but I can't agree with the Kevin Love comparison. That don't that doesn't make that true. Like,
It's the exact same
That
thing.
would be like-
It's the exact same thing.
I mean, I kind of get what you're saying, but also football, it's kind of hard to
It would be
compare.
closer to like Giancarlo Stanton or something, because in football, one player makes more of a difference than.
in basketball,
No, I mean like, hold on.
No.
No.
Football, it's a team effort. Baseball is also a team effort.
Right.
I see what he was trying to do. He just threw that off.
Right. I kind of messed it up. He saw where I was going though. Like they're closer because baseball and football you need more of a team. In basketball you don't need as much of a team. So you can be really, really good on a boo-boo team and keep them close.
Oh, that happens every year. It's every year
You
somebody
can beat
good
them.
on a trash team.
yes, but when you go to a good team, you see that you wasn't that great. Is what I'm saying.
Like
It's
the same-
different
it's the
though in
exact
football.
same thing.
Though.
Like
No, because Matthew Stafford, if this is a team game, he still went out there and threw hella yards.
Like when y'all
and
tried
he
to
didn't have no
convince me
talent
that AD
after
was
Calvin
good.
Johnson went away.
Like when y'all tried to convince me AD was good.
That's different though, but
I mean,
that
not
was
AD,
Megatron.
Andre Drummond.
Like it's gonna be the same thing this year
For the
with
people who are
when
confused.
see how
No, I'm saying after Megatron, he still threw for a lot of yards and stuff. He still
course.
was a solid quarterback, right? But you're saying he was.
Oh, no,
mid.
he was a mid.
He did that. He
was a mid.
he was some mid.
Yeah.
He still threw for
I
over
think a lot of
3,000, 4,000
decisions, like
yards.
watching
Juice.
game,
like
game
27
through
touchdowns.
game, like game through game, game by game. Yeah, like if you look overall. It's
Did
like,
you see
okay,
the
cool.
game last year
Highlights.
when they played the Falcons?
But
and
what's
they
the
did-
difference in the other sports though?
And the Falcons basically gave them the game. This
Falcons do
man,
that to a lot of people.
this man, Todd Gurley had a walk-off game-losing touchdown.
Because you can't judge a quarterback you can't compare a quarterback to a power forward. Like, how are we gonna do that?
Bro, you just said you can.
If it was a point guard,
His
numbers.
decision makings and stuff
It's
in
the
the
exact
situations
same
he's put
thing.
in
Just
in
because the sport
football are
different
not the
doesn't
same.
mean it's not the exact same.
See,
thing.
but if it was like a point guard I would kind of be with you because point guards make the decisions on
People
the
have
team
the same
like
argument
the
of
quarterbacks do.
Kevin Love being hindered.
Kevin
Love
Love-
was a scorer.
But Kevin
He
Love
dropping
actually
buckets.
needs
He was
somebody.
hindered by
dropping buckets.
LeBron.
But Kevin Love
Let's
needed
be
somebody to
realistic.
get
But
him
they
the
swear
ball.
they make it. Y'all make it seem like LeBron. These dudes daddy.
Let
or
me see.
something.
Let me
Bro,
see.
you
What-
just sat there and
I
said
mean,
earlier in the same
he might be.
conversation that LeBron, we all agreed LeBron faked the injury to get away from the kids. You just said what LeBron brings in, handpicks majority of these teams.
But that
And
has
they have
nothing
not
to
done
do with
nothing.
your play.
You know how-
A better
How?
comparison would be like a wide receiver and a point power forward because they both need somebody else to
Thank
be
you.
successful.
Thank you.
But you're saying the comparison is making sense, just not the positions. So like, if you was
I'm not. Who
Like,
cares
Kevin
about the
Love
position?
specifically
It's
is like-
about.
It
Yeah.
make the positions make a difference though because
Kevin Love's
one
role wasn't
Right.
to come
You
and
gave-
lead
you gave
Cleveland
He
him a whole
was
analogy.
no, because Kevin Love was the best player on
on
that
one
team.
by
But he was
himself.
the
He was
go-to
by
guy.
himself, the only go-to, the
But
only.
that's
person.
Who
like
Matthew
saying-
Stafford had?
That's like saying AD on
Are you
the
hearing?
Pelicans.
Are you getting
No,
it?
are you?
Are you getting
AD
it?
No.
needs somebody to
He's
get
not.
him the ball.
He's
AD can't
confused
just
as fuck.
AD just can't bring the ball up and do what he needs to do. He actually needs like somebody like a Drew Holiday to get him the ball to facilitate, get him open, stuff like that. That's why you can't make the same comparison. Now, if it was somebody like Russ or like Harden or somebody, it would be closer. It wouldn't be the same, but it would be closer. It would make some more sense.
Point is,
He gave you a whole analogy.
Point is, you can be
Matthew Stafford is coming there to
overhyped
lead that
and
team,
sorry
right?
player.
Yes.
Yes.
We all said yes to
That
that.
was
I didn't
the
hear
point.
what
That's
did
what
you
we
say.
That was
agreed
the
to that.
point. That's
What did
what
you
I was
say?
talking
I just-
about.
I didn't hear what
Oh,
you said.
wow.
Can you
I
repeat
said
it?
I can agree to what you said, but I'm not going to agree to the comparison.
Can you repeat it?
We all
so I
said
can
the
Because
same
say
Kevin
if
Love
I-
wasn't
This
brought
is
to
like
Cleveland to
arguing.
lead that team.
No, I said that.
Can you repeat it?
Kevin Love wasn't brought to Cleveland to lead that team. So what you're saying with Matthew Stafford does not make sense to me because Matthew Stafford is leading that offense. He's leading that team. You're saying Kevin Love came from being the only guy, the number one guy, to being what, the second or third option on that team? Oh, okay. What are we talking about? The
Kevin
numbers are
Love
supposed to go
Can,
down.
can you
No,
repeat your
he did
overall
not
point?
perform. He did not show up. It was not just. Oh,
You've also
it
said
wasn't no Chris
you've
Bosh
also said
sacrifice. He
you've
just
also
did not perform.
you've also said if somebody doesn't want to be there and they're not getting supported how they should, it makes somebody play underneath their normal. Okay,
Bro,
you
that
just
only,
said that
that
last
only
week.
goes so far, bro. At the same time,
How?
they
You
still
just
grow.
said that.
I
Literally
just said that
last
goes-
week.
Bro, y'all are funny.
That's you.
It only goes so far.
That
That
is
only goes so
you.
far because I make y'all like to take it out that way. That only
But
goes
I'm saying,
so
like-
You just took it out of context and break the comparison.
No, I didn't. You just said that. Like,
Wait,
I
wait,
just,
wait. You
mine-
said
You
it
just
only
said
goes-
Kevin Love and Matthew Stafford. I didn't say that.
No,
You said it
fuck
only
that. That's
goes-
not what you just. You
Focus.
talking about?
You just said
It
I
only
made
goes
that
so
out of
far.
context.
No,
you
'cause
did
you
the
talking about,
same
like,
thing
'cause-
when I was talking about Matthew Stafford. You said, "Hey, can I do
No,
this?"
I'm finna answer
and
this
I
real
allowed
quick.
it.
You trying to?
It's not
'cause
making
going,
sense.
No, you. Here we go. I thought we was gonna go a whole episode without we trying to take the conversation 12 different ways.
That's
Man,
what we do
Mind
here.
freak you and try to make
All
it seem
I'm
like
saying-
you retarded.
Yeah, Nobody said that. You just said
Nah,
I
you
brought
just-
it out of
Y'all just want
context.
us to get canceled.
No
Oh,
cap.
you can't say that no more. Anyway,
The
let's
baby
move
the
on.
Mine
baby-
mentally able.
Huh?
Mine mentally disabled.
Disabled.
The baby.
Hey, we moving on to Russell Wilson before we get kicked out. Anyway, like I said, 10 because for some reason this team goes as Russ goes. If the team loses, what's their head coach name?
Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll. He gets no blame. It's all on Russ. Granted, he ain't had no running game since Marshawn left, but that's not the point. This team goes as he goes. So if Russ is playing well, they're gonna play well. If not, he gonna look like they're gonna be mid. So pretty much that's how. What you think of as a quarterback, that's what Russ is. And like we were talking about earlier, one of y'all said it. How long are you gonna rest on that? Those 2 Super Bowl appearances. Yes, we all know.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, yes, we all know that they should have won that second one, but at the end of the day, now this is officially your team. So it's been your team. So you have DK out there. They still got Tyler Lockett, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you still got Tyler Lockett. So I mean, they go as Russ goes, like I've said 6 times. So how y'all feel about Russ?
Julio 8. This it's definitely on Russ. He has to prove that all of the offseason noise that he made was warranted. He has to show that he can still focus even through all of that. But let's not act like the offensive line isn't still mid, the running back position isn't still mid, and the defense isn't still mid. And it's still kind of a tough division. So I don't really... Excuse me, I don't expect too much out of them. I expect them to win the division, though. I do. But I wouldn't be, like, surprised if the Rams won it. I'd be kind of surprised if the 49ers won it. But other than that, I don't really... It's a two-team race. If they finish third, that would be a disappointment, and I'd be looking sideways at both Russ and Pete Carroll. But I promise, I really don't even see him staying long. I feel like this is kind of the last year, maybe the next to last year, that he's going to be there, and then he's going to request a trade.
I got 10 on Russell Wilson and 10 on the Seahawks in general, because there's a lot of pressure on both. Because for everything, like you said, all the noise that Russell Wilson made in the offseason, he got to go out there and perform now. You kind of threw everybody under the bus now, and you kind of pointed to everybody else being to blame and not you. So you got to go out there and show it's not you. And on Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson called you out and called the organization out on things that they was missing. Like you said, the defense still kind of suspect. Line still kind of suspect. You got great receivers. You got a good running back. And you have a top 5 quarterback. So, a lot of holes. Got a top 10 coach. I think you can make it work. I think they can still win the division, like you said. And I think they could challenge for a deep playoff run. But, yeah, I think the Seahawks got to prove to Russell Wilson that they're going to protect him and they're going to surround him with the pieces they need. And I think Russell Wilson has got to prove that he's still that guy and deserving to be listened to.
Russ or bust?
I'm not going to say I don't care about the Seahawks, but I don't know. They've always had the same expectations to me.
I'm not saying
mid.
Who finished 4th in this division last year?
the 49ers.
Oh, so we got them again this year.
Yeah. But, I mean, he can't go out there and be terrible. But, I mean, I think everybody's already sold on Russ, like, gradually declining and getting up out of there. He's done enough, I guess, for them.
I guess.
No.
But
It's not like there's any hype about them going to the Super Bowl or doing anything extravagant like that. It's just like, just don't be mid.
It's
Be a good
kinda-
regular season team.
it's
He gotta
kinda
at
the
least
same
get
thing.
Super Bowl.
It's kind of the same thing I was saying with Mahomes, though. He's considered elite. He's one of the
But
top.
if you look at where he's at right now,
Right.
Mahomes right now, his first 5 years, he's looking like the same story as Russ, and it's like, don't be Russ.
Yeah, my thing is,
But Russ right now is just like, you can't expect him to elevate any more than where he's already been or where he's going.
my thing is for me to consider you elite. Remember, like I was saying with Peyton and Brady, they carried their team. You know what I'm saying? They were always consistently in the playoffs. Consistently had good seasons.
Peyton had a hell of a regular season record, but I mean, after that, it was garbage. So it's like,
He should have 2 Super Bowls.
yeah, it's just like,
No, he does.
stay there. Stay good in the regular season. 9, 10 wins. Just stay in positive mindset or in a positive light. You know, don't trip up and be 1-4 or start out. You know what I'm saying? To where everybody's like, all right, he's washed.
Right.
Because once people start looking at you like that,
You're about it.
yeah, it don't matter how you finish. Honestly.
We're going to move on to our Goldfish Memory segment. Timothy Richard Tebow. How do you feel about him getting cut, Kevin? I mean, I kind of knew this was going to happen. I don't know. I didn't think that they were going to cut him after first cuts. Like, I don't really see the point in break. That whole thing just don't make sense to me. Huh?
I said, duh.
I'm just saying, like, what was the point if you were gonna cut him after?
For sure.
But still, if they were gonna bring him in, they should have at least made it to the regular season.
You're not
If that's
wrong.
the case, that's the thing that don't make sense to me. But
You're not wrong.
the whole Tim Tebow playing tight end thing was stupid.
This whole
I think
thing
it was
was
just the blocking thing.
organized.
I think it was just the blocking. It's on the film. He didn't look good blocking. He looked like
That ain't the
He didn't look
first
good
time.
doing anything.
That ain't the first time.
He
He
kinda-
looked stiff.
Yeah, he kind of looked lost out
It
there.
looked like he didn't want to get his head knocked off.
Yeah, kind of looked lost out there. And I feel for Tim Tebow because he was looking lost out there. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. It sucks to see him get cut. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you know, it just didn't work. You know.
You can go play in that fan football league.
I think it's over with. Nah, go.
Arena football.
It should have been over with.
Just go to the SEC network and chill out like you've been doing. You're
I'm
great over there.
saying, go be
And chill out.
RG3.
Like, now, granted though, the first wave in the NFL, I feel like he was ushered out wrongly, and I still felt like he could have been a starting caliber for a few more years in the NFL during that time. But coming back, it was just cases of white privilege that other people couldn't afford. But but Tim Tebow is personally a good dude, so you wish him none the best. He just didn't make it work. He was out there and he looked horrible at blocking. So, I didn't expect that. I always looked at Tim Tebow as a athlete, a physical, imposing person. I thought he could at least get in the trenches and hold somebody up, but he was getting swung around. So
It's hard to go from quarterback where you don't get hit ever in practice to getting hit every day.
Yeah,
in the
and
trenches.
somebody can literally catch you in the open field and put you on your head. So
Right.
This don't surprise me. I guess if you had to ask, I would be surprised that he made it to the first round. I thought that Urban would have said, no, he can make it one more. Give him one more chance. It was just his first game jitters. Give him one more shot. He'll be better. We promise. But no, Tim Tebow was mid. We all knew that once we saw on live TV that he was mid, that he was gonna get cut. Like, you can't fake it till you make it in practice. You can show all the fake. Oh, he scored 3 touchdowns on air. All you want. You can put out those press releases forever, but eventually you're gonna have to go up against somebody and have to actually make a play. And all those dumb people on Twitter who don't know football were talking about, oh, he did his job. He sealed the edge. No, he didn't. The dude literally just kept going inside, and Tim Tebow was falling. Like, he literally fell over nothing. Like, I don't understand how you could say that he did his job, but whatever. I mean, yeah, for me, it's more questions than answers that I got from Urban Meyer. Everybody's saying it helps his credibility now, but it's really not. It's more just exposing that this was all for show and that you really don't have no clue what you're doing and what you're getting yourself into. And it's only going to be a matter of time before you decide that, yeah, my heart hurts again.
I don't know about that. Jaguars look pretty decent.
Everybody looks
It's the-
pretty
Bro,
decent in the
the
preseason.
Falcons be going undefeated in the preseason, bro.
Are they?
No, not this year. I said we've done it before. That's my point.
The Lions did too.
Yes.
And went 0-16. I remember that,
Exactly.
yeah. I'm just saying, like,
We'll see in the regular season.
Urban, that's another dude that, back to what we were saying earlier, like, he's shown no reason for you to believe that he won't succeed.
in college.
You know, said the same thing about Pete Carroll.
We said the same thing about
Yeah.
Nick Saban.
And how long did it take Pete Carroll until he found the Russell Wilson? I don't think that
Not
Trevor
long.
Lawrence. He was with the
No.
Browns and the.
That was his first stint.
Patriots.
Oh, you talking about after? I thought you was talking about when he came to Seattle from USC.
Yeah, I think it took him like 2-3 years.
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long.
Yeah,
Russell
I'm
came-
because they
saying-
made it that 7 and 9 year before, and then he got.
Oh, Matt Hasselbeck was there. That's Matt Hasselbeck. Marshawn
Matt.
Lynch did that run with
Matt Hasselbeck was a solid quarterback.
2007.
Yeah.
Matt Hasselbeck.
No, that wasn't 2007.
No, that was
I'm
2007.
thinking-
That
I'm
was-
thinking about Sean Alexander.
Yeah. That was like 2010.
No.
No, it had to be like
10.
It was
10.
a run-
It
it was
was
a run
10
to the-
because
it
it was the year after the Saints
Yeah.
won the Super Bowl, and they squeaked into the playoff.
Yeah.
But my point is, I mean, I don't know. I'll see how he looks, how Urban Meyer looks in the NFL, but I'm not basing college success on saying that he's just a shoo-in to be successful. Because I've seen a lot of college coaches go to the NFL and not do anything.
Last few been on point though.
Do we really care about Pat Bev getting traded twice? Anybody?
Poor Pat Bev. But actually, it's in his favor. It's not really a bad thing.
I just wanted to ask, like, Do y'all remember back in the day when we had like rollover minutes when you didn't use all your minutes and then went from 1 month to the next? Do we get like rollover years from like the Clippers to the Timberwolves? Like, remember when he told Steph Curry the next 5 years are mine?
What did that even mean? Like,
that's a great question.
Like, what did you think was yours? Like,
Bro,
I mean, if anything, it would have been Kawhi's.
Right.
But then, like
nobody said that the last 4 years were Jordan Poole's or were Xavier McKinney's. No, nobody said that.
I don't know what Patrick Beverly thought was going on. Like, but now he's with the Timberwolves. He was first traded to Memphis.
I did not like that move at all.
No, Memphis lost that trade, and the Clippers lost that trade.
I mean, they got salary cap.
I mean, yeah, but like. We don't know who you're gonna get.
When you're a young team and you playing in Memphis, you need salary cap. So.
Yeah, but it just all depends on who you get. You know? So we don't. Yeah. So right now it's just like, you got it, but like, who you gonna get? But you gotta have to do it. You gonna have to do
Pat Bev for salary cap. I feel like that's a good move. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it was a top player.
And he found his way into a nice little role in Minnesota and stuff like that. So I think it all works out for all of them.
Because Minnesota don't play on TV, and they probably not going to be good. So.
One I forgot to write down was Aaron Rodgers saying that he don't want this to be a last dance. He don't want this to be like
he's not even retiring after the season.
I'm just trying to figure out, did he come up with that saying before or after he posted the last dance picture on Twitter with Devontae Adams?
Yeah, I don't think that.
Hey man, Aaron Rodgers just be talking sometimes.
Okay.
I feel
I think he kept
like what was it though? Was it like a last dance thing? He meant like a a farewell tour from Green Bay, not retiring type thing.
I don't know what he means. He's never ever specific.
Yeah, that's true.
Except that one the press conference he had before the
season.
Yeah,
before the training camp
last month.
It wasn't specific.
That was
the closest to specific he'll ever get.
So
but
what
no,
are we talking about
specific.
No, I'm saying like for the last dance thing. I think this is last go run.
It's his last run in Green Bay, but how are you saying you don't want this to be a farewell tour when you said that this is the last?
You don't want it to be. You don't want to retire. That's what he's saying.
Nobody's expecting you to retire. You're the one that said that you were 50-50 on retiring, not us.
Honestly, he's just trying to get the GM fired. Like he just wants the GM fired.
Well, then say that.
Yeah,
stop pussyfooting around. Say it.
You can't say that in the NFL, bro. Yeah. Nobody just outright says I'm 50.
And Green Bay's not trying to fire him, but they're not trying to let him go. So it's more like y'all two got to deal with each other. And
well, one of them is leaving. So they better.
He'll probably be the GM before Aaron Rodgers.
If Aaron Rodgers win the Super Bowl this year, the GM got to get.
Dang man, what did you say earlier about something about really really big expectations? In the
you
Cowboys?
said this is that's a big.
Split, we all be geeking.
I mean, but this is a team that nobody would be surprised if they in the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl though. So you say
I would be surprised.
Who at
the Packers?
They just went to
the NFC Championship.
And how did they look in both of those games?
But it doesn't matter. If they go back to the NFC Championship and win the Super Bowl, you wouldn't be surprised because this team is 13-3
I would be surprised.
Back-to-back years.
I would be surprised that they actually performed well in the NFC Championship. Yes, I would be surprised.
I would no.
Sometimes you just gotta let them have it. Anyway, shout out to the chat. I think this pick the ending came from the chat. If there was a versus. Future or Thug? I'm gonna have to go with Future because my all-time favorite song is a Future song. Shout out to March Madness, Pisces gang. Who y'all taking in this versus? Cause Future got hits. I mean Thug got hits too, but Future got hits.
Yeah, I'm going Thug.
There's no way at all that Young Thug.
Are we talking about mixtapes? Are we allowing mixtapes?
Yeah, it's the verses. It's the verses, so you count everything.
Everything.
So with that being said, Future is right up here and Thug is right here. There's no way Thug is touching Future in no verses, bro. Future catalog stretches so hard, and then once he just throw them Drake joints, them DJ Khaled joints, he got him right there.
I've been to a Thug concert, and he has more than just us as fans, and Future does too. But you know what I'm saying.
But Future has street anthems, street classics.
I agree with
Thug
you. I
has
said Future, but
bops.
I've been to a concert for both, and we're moving into the concert element of the verses. It's no longer just people on Zoom. I said what I said. It's Thug.
I mean, if you looking for the performance and stuff, I'm just talking about the songs.
I mean,
feel like-
songs and performance.
I feel that.
Performance, Thug. Songs, there's no way Thug is touching.
To you.
That's fair.
No, I mean,
That's
that's
fair.
touching Future. You know what I'm saying? He could throw out that Barter 6. He could throw out that Rich Gang Tour. He could throw out Beautiful Thugger Girls and Jeffrey.
So
After
so
that,
much fun.
But I mean, he still got
Just
Slime
so-
season
those-
1 and 2.
Oh yeah, Slime Season definitely the first one. You can
What?
throw out
So
the
much
second
fun
one.
album.
The second one was okay.
What?
Okay, the third one had a couple of bops. So much fun had a
What
couple
was,
of bops.
um,
We got
Wait,
bops,
what?
bro. We got
Rich
we got
Gang?
Thug got bops.
Wasn't that Rich Gang?
Rich Gang the Tour, yeah. That one and Barter 6 is gonna make him win some rounds. Those two albums. But once you get to the rest, you're gonna be like, some of these songs might get you a point, but like
what
they
was the name
bops. They
of
not.
the album with King Troop on it.
I wouldn't say
Yeah,
Slime.
bro.
What is that?
That's I'm Up.
Yeah.
That had Hercules and everything.
If we're
Yeah,
talking about
Hercules.
bops,
Cancer,
though,
yeah.
that's really what.
I'm trying
if
to
we-
think what
if
that
we talking
was.
about bops and verses. That's
Right.
really what carried Bow Wow in that verses, because he has bops. Too.
Yeah.
I put
Bops.
it on for my people.
But look-
Come on now.
But when you get into Future bag, if he plays
I
the
am
whole
with
Dirty
you.
Sprite 2, it's
I'm
over
with
with.
you. I just don't feel like you giving Thug enough credit.
I
That's
love
all.
Thug, but it's just we just gotta, when it comes to a versus or a battle, all of that fan stuff kind of gotta go out the window, because you gotta be real that what he's facing Future, who has classic albums. If he drops What a Time, any song on What a Time to Be Alive, if he drops any song of 30 Sprite 2, if he goes all the way
Yeah,
back
please.
to Astronaut Status,
This man can go all the way back to.
if he go
True
all the
Story.
way back, he has
I mean, he can go
he has Atlanta on a lot. Like
No, he doesn't.
Honest.
I don't
Beast
know.
Mode.
I'm not talking about now. I'm just talking about as an
Monster.
OG.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
Yeah,
Future
he
is
does.
Purple Rain.
Future is Atlanta.
Evolve. All them.
Yeah.
Huh? Yes.
Purple
Come on
Rain.
now.
Future did.
56
I mean, I'm
Nights.
not saying it's a wash, but I'm still sticking with the side that I'm
Pico,
on.
Burt, Barry.
Bro.
He
Future
Beast
did
Mode.
Godfather a whole generation. So I
he
mean,
dropped
I give you-
Monster.
So did Thug. What the hell?
Project.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, bro.
I'm just saying, Future has
That's not even
a
talking about
bag
Hendrix
that's
or
unmatched
Future.
that probably Lil Wayne and Drake probably can only touch.
Hey man, I said what I said.
That's fair.
If Future is
what I
doing the
said.
verses, you gotta look at Lil Wayne and Drake. Nobody else should be in the room with him talking about no verses. Travis Scott probably need 2 more albums to even be talking about a verse.
When Wayne
And if Travis
then
Scott
when,
not even on his level.
when he finished Who's on Top and then Future go and then he come back on Top the World.
Bruh.
Hey man, you got
Future
That's
got undercover
Come
bops.
on,
like
bro.
if he dropped Mason Margiela in
Stop
the verses,
it,
y'all
bro.
it's gonna be come
Bruh,
on now.
That's,
Come
he
on,
got
man.
too many unreleased. Like,
I'm with both of y'all.
There's no
I
way.
just-
Beatboxing on top of the world.
Hey man, we need to make that versus happen.
Beatboxing on top
Somebody
of
hit.
the
Somebody hit
That's water by
that.
diamonds and pearls.
no.
Turn on the lights.
Okay,
Like
that's your
If you
girl.
turn on the lights, that's all he'll do
Bro,
that.
I think-
tattoos.
I just think
Are you listening to that?
No, that's off the dome. I listened to that
No.
3 weeks straight after I got my one tattoo. I said my tattoo. I didn't say tattoos. That was me.
Future.
Hey man,
Future
I'm going
need-
Thug.
Future. Got
Project's
that.
more efficient.
Jeffrey Williams.
And
That's my
then if
pick.
they play they
I voted for him for
collab,
president.
Future would
Think
still
about it.
win.
I
Future
definitely
could play
voted in
slimier
Jeffrey
and they'll still
Williams.
win.
I
He'll
didn't
still
vote
win.
for Joe Biden. I voted for Jeffrey Williams.
I don't think nobody can compete besides Lil Wayne. If that
Lil Wayne and Drake.
Future only he really like in his own world. Cause he a feeling, bro. He gonna tap. Thug probably play a dope ass song. Future can play something and make everybody feel it right after that.
Yes.
Hey, man.
Whole crowd.
Name a song that's gonna get that Young Thug that's gonna play that's gonna get the crowd to feel anything like Mason lifestyle.
That's good. This is life.
Is he gonna play it? Is he gonna play that? You know the beef with Rich Homie.
Hey man.
Right, if he don't play that, he don't want to win.
Like,
Like,
I'm not saying
you
like
have to have a
is
classic.
that
You have to-
gonna hit?
you have to have a game
Is that
plan.
gonna hit well with March Madness?
It's, bro. It's
Yeah.
not-
Yes.
That's gonna hit
That would
well
be the
with.
perfect matchup.
yes.
But you still
get some
think-
Gucci flip flops.
Like
What's
that.
gonna hit?
I mean, that's my song,
what's
bro.
gonna
You
hit
know what I'm
that?
saying?
What's gonna hit
You
that?
know
was
when my
about?
birthday is.
Bro, I mean,
What's
that's
the
what-
Percocet joints like?
What's gonna hit that?
Bro, what?
Like, it's just like he. Like,
Bro, what are we
like,
talking
What's gonna hit
I'll-
Slave Master? What's
Bruh.
gonna hit that?
That's
What's
just,
gonna
we
hit
all
that?
on the same. We on the same
What's gonna
project.
hit
We on the same project.
Colossal.
I ain't even go
Bruh.
to. That's my. You
Know
know,
the
I ain't even
meaning?
go to that one.
Know the meaning. 56 Nights had to know the real meaning.
Hey, man.
Come on,
Future
dude.
got hit, bro.
That's all one project though.
It
That's
is.
one project.
It
Ain't
is.
even get to Monster.
Come on, man. I served the base. I
Hey,
served.
man. I didn't say it would be a
It
wash.
depends on
Colossal.
what 20. Like every
I said-
time, it
I
always
was
depends
saying
on what
action
20.
too.
Come on.
It depends on
I
what
never
20.
said it would be a wash. All I said is I
Got
got
blood
done.
on the money in
Bruh.
the
Jeffrey,
Once
County.
you start playing, once throwaway start,
I got 80 racks in the dresser.
Come on now. Got that
Bruh,
bandana
it's-
on my
bruh.
head like I'm Tupac.
Pop. What?
Come on.
Come on, dude.
Hey,
Bro.
man.
He's not. Thug can't. I'm sorry.
with you.
Thug not
I'm-
doing it.
I'm with
I'm-
you. I need to see that versus because
It's just gonna get real dark.
Come on, bro.
That's still
Come on.
That's,
now,
that's a bop.
He
Of
would
course,
definitely lose
but, I
some
mean,
points
we're still
if he
talking
plays
about-
hookah. If he,
Kevin,
if we
you
just
listen-
name those
Kevin,
Future songs and he
Kevin,
play hookah,
Kevin,
he losing
Kevin,
points.
you
nah,
listen.
I don't
Kevin,
know, bro.
You
Okay,
li-
that is a bop, bro.
The
You
songs we
listen to
just named.
Strip in Loyal every day in high school.
That's a
You-
bop. It's a bop.
But hookah isn't.
It is a
Excuse
bop.
me.
If we talking
Stoner.
about a few,
What
if we
about
talking,
Stoner? You forgot about.
I'm a stoner. I'm a stoner. I'm a stoner.
Yeah,
Come on,
son.
bro.
I'm just saying.
that's
But
I
you
said
saying
if he don't- if he-
that's
if Future
being
play
honest. That's
layup,
like if he play like
I
honest.
don't want to hear
if-
none of that shit. No
If
more.
he play honest or something like that, then yeah, that
See,
song will
you
win.
like, you know what I'm
And
saying?
then-
I
Like,
said Future, bro.
I
if he
just
play
took
Pete-
bitch in my Gucci.
Come
Bruh.
on, dog.
Y'all don't
come-
know, bro. The real 2K heads. If he play, I know there's gonna be good times.
Where I came from.
Bro, come
just-
on, bro.
he-
just
That's
like
a,
Brothers.
that is
He
a
went-
bomb.
That's a classic.
He
No
went.
cap.
He went in that round when he played Good Time.
Good times. It's gonna be so good times. Come on, bro.
Man.
Bruh.
That's gonna win a round, but it ain't hitting like.
Is it though?
If he
Like,
played 30
bro,
for
if we're
30, bro.
being- If we're being so realistic, bro.
What is it? 30 for 30 or Jersey? I think
Jersey.
it's Jersey. Come on now.
So
What?
which
If he
which,
play Fresh Air
which song with T.I. is going
solo
The Weeknd
about
or,
the money gonna win a
about
round.
the money
About the money gonna win a round.
and the Weeknd gonna win a round too.
It depends on the matchup.
That's
It
what I'm
depends
saying.
on
A
the
lot of
matchup.
this stuff
Hey,
really
man,
depends on the
Future-
matchup.
Everything depends on the matchup. We
Future,
get that.
saying.
Future can
All I'm
play.
saying
I woke
is-
up in a new Bugatti. He can play stuff like that for real. Like
And then he can
even though that's not one of his best, but like that's still a bop.
It's running thin.
He
It's
can
running
play Do
thin.
You Mind?
Hey,
It's running
He
very
got-
thin.
He half seen a couple
Hey,
times.
like,
running
I'm
very
in that
thin.
With a weapon supply.
Yeah,
He
Come
would
on,
have to
right,
go
right,
back to
like-
Slimes. He would have to pull up the mixtape.
You gotta
He
go to
really have
power
go
and
to the
stuff
mixtape.
like that.
Yeah.
Got my
It's getting
mind right.
it's
now,
getting slim,
running
huh?
the street.
And we not even really. We
had to
still
play
on a
Deep in
couple
the
of
Night.
albums. We're not even on his whole catalog. We ain't even talk about
I'm not.
the Wizard.
I didn't listen.
We ain't
I
talking
didn't
about
listen
Wizard.
Hendrix yet. I didn't listen. Nothing. Future. None
Double
of that.
cups and Molly.
We didn't
That was my
even.
song.
We didn't even
Yeah.
say mask off. We didn't even say mask off, bro. Like, come on now. He's not touching Future, bro. He's
Yeah.
not
Memo.
touching Future.
Getting very dark.
It's
Yeah, you know the memo.
Nah. I don't wanna
That
let
might-
you down. I
Yeah,
don't wanna let you
Memo.
down. Without touching.
Memo might get around because that's about
You know the memo.
no.
Like I said,
Depends
it
on the
depends
matchup. Like what song? Like Future
Sucker
has.
Feds did a sweet.
Fez did a sweet. Draco.
You better not cross us.
Bruh.
When I was broke. Come on now.
Bruh.
Mm.
We're still nobody said anything off of Hendrix, so we don't have to yet.
Mm.
Like we have not
Okay,
even.
my
had
mind is bad longer than a NASCAR race.
There's a couple songs that he can play that.
Okay.
Knock that out the way.
Okay. Yeah.
Here for one night.
He can play Never Miss a Loss. All right.
Uh,
Incredible. Coming out strong.
anything Rax Blue.
Mm.
Ooh.
Wi-Fi lit.
Wi-Fi lit.
Like
Cut on my wrist.
Just like a G.
Yeah.
Hey,
Jordan
man.
Young. You got to keep in mind that Future has a couple of mixtapes that's 24 songs of pure heat.
G's hold down.
Like,
G's up, hold down.
I can't do it, bro.
G's
Can't do
up,
it.
hold down.
Future not done.
G's
I
up,
mean,
hold down.
I'm saying, he would have
Like
to
a
play
thief
Deep
in
in the
the
Night.
night.
He would
the
have
birds
You
take
have
a
to
bath and they come out
Yeah, like a
clean. I don't know nothing about
Yeah,
that. Come on, now. He's not.
Oh, yeah,
winning that.
That's
right.
when I
Take
him
a
playing
bath.
Tony Montana. He don't
Yeah.
have to go that far. Back. He don't have to go back that.
Voila,
He can't.
magic.
If he
We ain't
wants
even
to,
talking about that
with
stuff.
the
Come on, now.
cloud
T.I. What about it?
I'm on it.
Top
No.
cloud nine.
That's not gonna win no
Nah.
no round in the verses. They can be like, fuck, Rock, why did you play that?
Future catalog too thick, bro.
Like this the hits.
Hey man, let's wrap it up so I can go home and have a Young Thug concert.
All right, well, that concludes another episode of your favorite podcast, Not Another Sports Podcast. Remember, I'm one of your hosts, Brandon. Make sure you follow me on all those social media sites at Rob Was There.
And this is Kevin. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Vice City Kevo. And be on the lookout for my album, High Mamba 2.
Yes,
Coming September 12th. A single on lock with my guy, Old 5. A Kid, dropping August 29th.
Yes, sir.
Visuals for Unlock is coming shortly after that.
Yes, sir.
Want to thank everybody for being
No
part of this album and part of the process.
And I did my part.
He did. I still don't have it, but you know,
Amen.
I need it. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun, and I appreciate all of the support.
Yes,
I appreciate all of the hate. So, you know,
We out here.
we do it.
If they ain't hating on you, you ain't doing something right. Shout out to Young Reason. But yeah, this is Jordan. You can follow me on Twitter at @this_guy11, on Instagram at _thisguy11. Follow the sports pages on Facebook and Instagram at Not Another Sports Podcast. On Twitter at N_A_S_podcast. Follow me on Twitch as well. I will start streaming at some point.
Sir.
Yes, indeed.
Madden just came out not too long ago.
You're not going to give me your Twitch name?
I'm telling them the games I'm gonna stream.
Okay.
I got Madden this weekend. Me and my boy Will gonna be on Fortnite. Me, Will, Davin, the crew gonna be on 2K.
Yes, sir.
Might start streaming the show as well.
Yes, sir.
But yes, Mr_Steal Your Wi-Fi. I think that's it.
Oh, but make sure you following us on the on all those social media sites he just named. Football season coming up. Basketball season about to roll back around pretty soon. We got the visuals for you. Yes, sir. We're going to be at all that.
Yes, sir. And you can follow me on Twitter at @NotEven_Earl and Instagram at Past That Motherfucker.
Yes, it is Mr_Steal Your Wi-Fi. Also follow Will because he be streaming as well.
No cap. Big.005 on Twitch.
Yes, sir.
And with all that being said, make sure y'all stay safe out here. Make sure y'all wash y'all hands. Don't fall
Wash
for
your body
agendas.
too, bro.
Yeah,
No
all
cap,
all
the
it
whole
is-
body.
All it is.
Don't just let the soap fall down to your leg.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of headlines where these celebrities say they don't bathe
Yeah,
themselves
like-
often.
Do not fall for the agendas being
Bro,
pushed
what type of-
nowadays, because this is not it. Wash your bodies.
Yes.
Personal hygiene. We got a pandemic and people talk about they don't
I
want to
don't
bathe
bathe.
their bodies. Like what? Guys,
Okay.
wake up. With all that being said, go Gators.
Roll Tide.
No,
Roll
wait, no,
Tide.
no
2
way.
weeks. 2 weeks.
No,
Yes,
way,
sir.
no way.
Get that.
No way.
I be getting the gas.
No,
We
no,
know what time
no,
it is.
no,
I'm not saying
no,
that.
no,
You go, sir.
I'm now ready for this Alabama game, but
no way.
Well, mama
Yes.
wouldn't even told me they was going, goddamn.
No
They was
way,
in
no way.